Hello, I'm Richard Herring.
And I'm Abdul.
And this is Sight on Screen.
The podcast where we usually watch a movie that only one of us has seen before and then discuss it afterwards.
But not this week. And not the week before. We've only been doing this for,
This is the fourth
or fifth week. Yeah. We've already gone off track. We've already tangent aside.
Yes. And this is the follow-up to last week's Best of and Worst of the 2010s.
Yes, so the plot twist continues, and we have switched roles this time. Finally, I have the carrot, and it's your time to get the stick.
Oh, I'm used to the stick, so...
Good morning to you, too. So, the idea is that I have a best of list, you have a worst of list, and we are discussing the decade that just come by. So this is starting 2010, ending 2019.
Yes. And last week it was me with the best of and you with the worst.
Exactly. And I got to be upset about things, and you got to laugh in my face as you got to talk about things you like.
Yeah, essentially. So, and also another plot twist, which is that I decided to do it by year.
And I've decided to do it by genre.
Yeah, so he's just taken a general sort of worst of and best of. Meanwhile, I've done a very, very systematic...
Hey, I'm organized.
All right. So I think you should have the honors to start.
Okay, so
that we can start on a positive note.
We're going to start on a positive note. Okay, I'm going to start, I think, with probably the one that had the least options for me, because it's not been the best decade for it, and that's animated films.
Oh, we had a ton of great ones.
We've had a ton of great ones, but not that
but just
jumped
like the last
out
2 years.
At me. Yeah, it's been like none that really just, been knocking me over the head. So I kind of went through a little bit. And my top choice is going to be a weird one. But anyway, so I gotta admit, I'm a bit of a sucker for Pixar and such. I liked Inside Out. I loved Coco.
Coco was... Yeah, I saw that with my nephew and his cousins.
I went to see Coco in the cinemas, which resulted in the ending scene where a 5- or 6-year-old boy in the row in front of me had to turn to his mother and say, "Why is the boy behind us crying?" That is not a joke. That actually happened. I'm telling you that I cry in Pixar movies. Up especially, just always tears me down.
Yeah, Up the first 15 minutes.
I think it's 9 minutes. That opening montage.
Just that opening montage. It felt to me like the movie, basically, because Pixar has several teams working. Some of them do shorts, some of them do longer flicks, and it felt to me like that was the short that one of the teams did.
Yep.
And they said, "Wow, that's amazing. We can make a full-length feature out of this."
Yeah, because it feels so special.
Yeah, just that opening montage. It's like
such a thing to it.
So good.
Yeah. No, I mean the rest of the movie
gets me every time.
Yeah, the rest of the movie's great. That one montage is damaging emotional. It is a group of men doing CrossFit on your soul.
Yeah, right? It is, with the ropes and everything.
Yeah, okay. Of the Pixar movies, because Up can't be on the list. Up is before 2010, so... Yeah,
but do you count, Japanese animation as well in that list?
Ooh,
because we had some good movies just the last couple of years, like Your Name and... what is the one... the one who controls the weather. I forget the name of the movie.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's by the same guy.
Ah.
So yeah.
I'll be entirely honest. It's one of those areas of film I don't see that much from unless it gets a lot of attention.
I mean, Studio Ghibli.
It is. I do watch a lot of Ghibli, but I haven't watched a lot of their recent stuff. It's just kind of not on my radar all that much.
Okay.
And that's not because I don't like it. It's just, it's not an area I pay attention to unless it kind of reaches out and really knocks me on that and says, you need to watch this.
Yeah, I mean, I almost put Your Name on my best of list because it's such a fantastic
I
movie.
Haven't seen it, so if I'd seen it probably would have ended up on the list.
We should watch it. That should be one of the later episodes.
That can be a thing.
Yeah.
I had Moana on there because I am a complete sucker for Moana. I am.
Why though?
I love that movie. That movie's great. It is my dad's favorite movie, which is bizarre.
You've mentioned this before.
stoic man.
It's the most bizarre thing. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. You told me about this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I gotta admit, I am a sucker for Moana.
Please share that story, because I think it's worth sharing.
Well, my dad has a rule of the house, which is that if Moana comes on TV, it doesn't get turned off. It needs to... Yes, hello to you too. We are recording this in an apartment. There is traffic outside. There's nothing we can do about that. So, no, if Moana comes on TV, it stays on. We are not allowed to change the channel. We are not allowed to turn it off. My dad will watch Moana.
And obviously your dad is a bit of a character. So
yeah. No, it's very anti this man's character, because he is quite a calm, stoic. You know, he's not a very expressive singing and dancing kind of guy, but there's nothing greater than just watching my dad just sitting in his armchair, and then you just hear, "There's something happening here."
I can only imagine.
It's just the greatest thing. Him and his giant beard is just lovely.
Oh, straight face.
Kubo and the Two Strings was on the potential list for me. I like Leica Studio. I like how they do this kind of weird combination animation thing. I love it. But I have to give the top prize, and it may not be something you've seen. It is an animated short by the Pixar Sparks division called Kitbull. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend it to you highly. The reason I picked it is for this. I'm a big fan of emotional connection. A lot of times I'll watch a movie and I'm like, yeah, I'm on board because I think the technical stuff works and I think it's really well made and all the rest of it. But for me to really remember a film, because I watch so many, it needs to speak to me on an emotional level somehow.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are the same way.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people. I mean, I can't be objective about this stuff. I need to be personal, and Kitbull on a personal level honestly just speaks to me. It's something I will actually put on once in a while just for the emotional journey it takes me on. And that's I once called it my cleanser. If I need to kind of get a lot of emotions out of my system, that's something I can put on, and I really feel it.
Well, that's interesting. We gotta watch that too at some point.
Yeah, it's only 9 minutes long. I recommend it's on YouTube. I recommend everybody watch that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think that Up
was
the same way. It was made by the same people.
Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
All right, you're up.
Oh, okay. So I again went by year, and my initial pick was one that you did.
Oh, okay.
So I had to change it last minute. So I originally chose The Last Airbender because I think that was a horrible movie.
Yeah, let's be clear. I've tried to avoid your picks, and you've tried to avoid mine.
Yeah,
there's going to be a little bit of overlap, I think, but we can't help that. Yeah, I mean, sometimes a movie's just that good or that bad.
Yeah. And this is definitely one of those times where this movie is just that bad. But I saw another really bad movie in 2010.
2010?
Called Frozen. And it's not the Frozen you're thinking about. It is not the Disney or...
No, because that came out later. That's like 2013? 14, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, this is the 2010 thriller, indie thriller horror movie called Frozen with Shawn Ashmore.
Who is Shawn Ashmore?
You don't know Shawn Ashmore?
Give me a role.
Oh, he's in so many... He's like generic white guy.
Oh, him. Okay.
Yeah. He's like...
Ashton Kutcher?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like no, what he's been in? He's Iceman in X-Men.
Oh, God, that... Really?
Yeah, that guy. That's Shawn Ashmore.
That is not a human being.
He's generic white guy.
That is a 3D character model that comes with the software. You load up a character maker and it's him.
You load up Blender and it's just Shawn
Ashmore just looking back at you going,
and
hello.
He has been in a video game.
Of course he has.
I think he's in several now. He's been in 2. Of
course he is. He needs a career.
He needs a career.
You're not letting him in movies anymore.
Yeah, for me, Shawn Ashmore and the guy in Avatar, what's his name?
Sam Worthington?
Yeah, Worthington. They're the most generic white guys you can find in Hollywood.
Sam Worthington is generic action guy.
Yeah, it's just like they just have that like really generic.
I love challenging people to try and remember his character's name from Avatar.
Oh, Jake Sully.
Sully, yes.
Yeah, Jake Sully.
Because most people just go blank. They're like, oh yeah.
I really I like making fun of Avatar.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it should have been on the list.
It should have been.
Had it been in the 2010s.
Yeah, I was about to say, that doesn't quite make the list. Yeah. But yeah, no.
Because it's Pocahontas retold, basically.
Oh, Dances with Wolves, Pocahontas. It is so many movies. I mean, I can appreciate the technology. I can. The technology is amazing.
Yeah, for the time, especially. For the time being,
but what a basic story.
So don't watch Frozen 2010. I can tell you the plot. It's basically a bunch of assholes, teenagers, or 30-year-olds playing teenagers.
Oh, great!
Essentially,
right.
The typical Hollywood, who go on a skiing trip and then they get stuck on the ski lift.
Oh, it's this thing.
Yeah, they get stuck on a ski lift and it's freezing.
I've heard of this movie.
And it's like freezing cold and oh no, they're gonna die of the cold and exposure and there's wolves or something.
I'll be honest with you. Okay, 2 films.
So they can't jump down and break their legs because there's wolves down there. You don't want to do that.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 film alternatives. If you want to watch something with people in the snow and wolves, watch The Grey.
The Grey is a fantastic
with Liam Neeson,
movie.
The Grey, fantastic. If you want to watch the ultimate teenagers in danger movie, watch Pumpkinhead with Lance Henriksen.
I have not seen Pumpkinhead.
It is awesome. But Lance Henriksen, the classiest man alive playing a hillbilly, is worth watching.
It's kind of like The Hills Have Eyes.
Ooh, yes, but more teen horror, and less gore.
All right.
It's directed by Stan Winston, the effects maker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, it's on point.
Very
it's
interesting.
Bizarre.
Very
anyway.
Interesting.
So
that's my Frozen, and not the Frozen you're thinking about.
Yeah, please don't take this clip out of context, because if we get a reputation that we hate Frozen, we are screwed.
Yeah, we're off of.
I have multiple nieces and a sister who will hunt me down.
We have to go off the grid if we do that. No, 2010's Shawn Ashmore, Frozen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so next section for me. Finally, we're into something I actually have a little bit more option in. Comedy. Complete fair notice. I don't think I have a single pure comedy on this list because I do not like modern pure comedies much.
I agree with you.
I like mixed genre stuff, but I've gone for the ones that lean heavily into the comedy. 2017 is strong on this list. The Death of Stalin. Yeah. Which is such an amazing comedy and satire.
I think I mentioned that on my list. Sorry, I was drinking water.
Yeah, go for it.
I mentioned The Death of Stalin on my list as well because I think it's just so funny.
It's so great. And it's just, it is a classic kind of, you don't know where it's taking you because it is so willing to use its actors and its cast. Buscemi just...
Oh my god,
knocks it out of the park in that movie.
Everyone did an amazing job. Buscemi,
Palin.
Yeah.
Michael Palin, you're there.
Palin,
you act.
It was amazing.
You're still here.
It was amazing. The guy who plays Gorbachev, he did amazing. He's a very known actor.
Oh yeah,
I just don't remember the names. I'm horrible with names.
I mean, there's so many good people in this. I have to say though, my personal favorite little moment when Stalin's son is trying to hide the fact that the entire hockey team has been killed in an accident.
Yeah, that was so good.
You're just watching the man panic, and you're like,
it's the guy from Homeland, and he also plays Hitman, the Agent 47 movie. Horrible movie. Don't watch it.
Who? Oliphant?
No. Oliphant is the early 2008 one.
Yeah, I know who
he plays the next one.
Oh,
yeah. Horrible movie. Don't watch it. But great actor, especially in this movie.
Yeah, I also had...
Death of Stalin was fantastic.
2017. I had Cabin in the Woods from 2011.
Yeah,
I consider that more a comedy than a horror.
It is definitely meant to be a comedy.
Yeah, and that's Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
I prefer it to every one of his Avengers movies.
Yeah.
It's good. It's very funny. The Nice Guys.
Nice Guys was amazing.
Ryan Gosling, Russell Crowe.
Who would have thought that those two were going to have that good chemistry? Yeah, it's just insane.
The fact that Ryan Gosling properly acts in that is bizarre to me. I'm very used to dismissing him as a very stone-faced actor. I like him in stuff like Drive and Blade Runner 2049.
And Only God Forgives.
Only God Forgives, etc., etc. Yeah. But man, oh man,
you like that movie?
No.
Oh,
but
okay.
It's that acting style.
All right, because I do.
No, I do not. I don't have it on. No, but no.
I was afraid to put that on the list because I know that the vast majority of people hate that movie. Only God Forgives, because it's like there is...
It has moments I appreciate, and there's lots I don't like about it.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
I can
But my favorite comedy had... Oh, actually, also on the list, What We Do in the Shadows, because Taika Waititi,
Yeah. Oh, What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah. That was hilarious. That was such a good movie.
One Cut of the Dead.
I have not seen that.
One Cut of the Dead.
I've seen all the others that you mentioned.
One Cut of the Dead is my favorite comedy of the decade.
Who directs that movie?
No idea. It is a small, ultra low budget Japanese production.
Oh, okay.
They put it in one cinema for 2 days, and it gained such a word of mouth. It has now made its way through every major horror festival.
This might be a spoiler, so I apologize. Is that the movie where there's they're filming a zombie apocalypse and then one happens?
I am not going to spoil it. You are wrong, so I'm not going to spoil it. Really, you're on the right track.
All right.
So we've saved ourselves there.
All right.
It is so... The only thing I will say is what I was told... Because I saw it when I was working at the Abattoir Horror Festival. It is the most fun I've ever had in a cinema.
All right.
Everyone there was crying from laughter. We had this... the credits were finished, and we were all sitting there hanging on to each other. We were laughing so hard.
Awesome.
The only thing I will say is what I was told. Try and make it through... Keep an open mind for the first 40 minutes.
Ooh, that's a long time, though.
It's still... It isn't challenging, but you have to be on board.
Okay. But you know which movie I was talking about, right? You've heard of it?
What are you talking about?
The one where they're filming, where there's
a
bunch of
different
film crew,
But
filming a
I
horror
mean,
movie.
One Cut of the Dead has a lot of the same elements, but it isn't going where you think it is.
Right.
I don't want to spoil it because it is the surprise is so worth it.
All right, I have to see it.
Yep, go for it. You're up.
Okay, so 2011 is where I'm at now, and 2011 had a bunch of bad movies, and it was between two that I couldn't really decide. So Green Lantern.
Oh my god. I'm having flashbacks. Help. No.
Green Lantern is on that list.
The flying yellow poop in the sky.
Yes, the poop in the sky. The guy with the giant head.
Yes.
The horrible CGI on Ryan Reynolds.
Oh no.
The mask with the thing with the nose. Why would you choose to do that? It looks so bizarre.
Floaty made heady. And number two.
And sort of a callback to one of our earlier episodes, Daniel Craig in Cowboys vs. Aliens.
Ooh, interesting. I didn't think you'd put that on the list.
Why?
Because I completely forget that movie exists.
Yeah, and Olivia Wilde, I think, is also in it.
Yeah. Is she? Favreau? No, Harrison Ford's in it. It's directed by Jon Favreau.
Yeah, so not a great movie. I had much higher expectations, knowing the people that were involved in making the movie.
It's got a deep cast.
Yeah, but it was really, really disappointing.
What I will say,
it was bad.
Okay, my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean, Green Lantern is the worst movie.
Yeah,
by degrees and but Cowboys vs. Aliens is so mind-numbingly boring.
Yeah. And I always say I would much rather have a movie that's bad, but I can at least get some enjoyment out of it, like laughing at it or something like that, than just a movie that's pure boring. That has always been like
so.
The
for me, Cowboys vs. Alien is worse.
Yeah, so that's why I agree, and that's why it was between those two, and I lent towards Cowboys vs. Aliens for that very same reason. Right. It's just a pure boring movie. It's a bore to watch. Yeah, but both of them are horrible.
Yeah, people in their own special ways.
Yeah. Especially Green Lantern. Do not watch that. Unless you're going to watch Deadpool.
Yes. Yeah.
Because then they make fun of it a little bit.
They make fun of it a lot. Yeah. Let's be entirely honest. I mean, Ryan Reynolds has it's hard for Ryan Reynolds in an interview about Green Lantern. It's amazingly kind of to hear him talking about it because, it's probably the worst decision of his career, but it's also where he met his wife to be.
Was it?
Yeah, because
where he met.
That's where.
What's her name? I forget.
Oh, now you've made me forget it. Damn it. That's not Olivia Wilde, is it?
No.
Lively.
Yeah, Blake Lively. That's the one.
Because they co-starred in that, and that's where they met.
Really?
Yeah, and that's
where they were already a couple by that point.
No. This he said this in an interview. He just kind of like people ask him how do you feel about Green Lantern? He's like, it's hard for me to answer that because my wife's listening, and it's where we met. That's kind of like making fun of a restaurant where you had your first date with the woman who became your wife. It's like, what are you allowed to say?
Well,
still an awful movie.
Yeah. No, but that's interesting. Yeah. But I mean, he got a lot of free jokes out of it.
Oh, he's got...
In his Deadpool movies.
Man, he's damn near made a career making fun of that movie at this point.
That
really.
and Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, oh.
The feud between them is the best thing ever.
It is the most of... Anything they do towards each other is just the greatest thing ever.
And if you don't already, follow them on social media because... just the feud between them. They do this like almost every week.
There's always something.
Fun at each other. They just keep constantly poking fun at each other. It's the best thing ever.
And it started entering their movies, which is the best part. Specifically Reynolds, but no, it's there.
Hugh Jackman hasn't really had sort of a spoof movie in a long time.
But
one of his spoof movies is coming up. That was a really, really bad movie. Don't look at my list.
I'm not looking at my list.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Okay, I'm up next. So now I've gone into the category I was so uncertain about, and I'm having the same thing where I don't think any movie on this list here is considered a pure romance movie, except one.
All right.
So I'm going to start with a couple of the middle grounds, then I'm going to the two top contenders and why one came up on top. And this is romance. I put The Shape of Water on there.
Okay.
Because it looks so good.
I
love Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon is awesome.
I mean, Guillermo del Toro kind of deserves to be on my list somewhere. Unfortunately, that is the one that ended up having to kind of beat his one for the list. It isn't my winner.
Because I guess, what else did he make in 2010's? He made...
Pacific Rim.
Which
I do love, but it's not a top of my list movie.
Was Crimson Peak in this decade?
Yeah, but also for me, not a top of the list.
Yeah,
I mean, I love it.
Although the movie is fantastic up until the last 15 minutes, those last 15 minutes kind of ruin it.
Yeah, it's also just a touch too it's so melodramatic.
Yeah, it's incredibly melodramatic.
So melodramatic. I'm like, I kind of like it, but it's more as a guilty pleasure almost because of how far it goes.
But the one good thing that came out of that movie was I got introduced to Only Lovers Left Alive, which we mentioned last time.
Which is my winner.
For a pure comedy?
For romance.
Yeah.
It is my favorite romance movie of the decade.
It should win. That was
the only thing that got close to it is Call Me By Your Name.
Call Me By Your Name is really good.
I love that movie so
powerful.
That's the one that I had that is a pure romance movie. Call Me By Your Name.
Yeah, it is a pure romance movie.
And the thing I appreciate about it, it's kind of how to put this, almost a bizarre thing that this is how it has to be. Most movies are so, like, they don't feel their romance is strong enough, or they don't feel that it's enough, so they always throw extra shit in there. That's why it's always romantic comedy. It's always a melodramatic something else going on.
Teen drama.
Because Call Me By Your Name is about two men, it's almost like they felt they didn't have to add extra shit because they've already made the movie controversial somehow.
As sad as that is, I agree with you.
Yeah, because it's the exact same thing with Brokeback Mountain. It's like, it's these amazing romance movies that feel, because they're dealing with something quote-unquote controversial...
Yeah, they can just focus on the romance and they don't have to add some other bullshit.
You watch Call Me By Your Name, and I at least this was my experience, I kept waiting for an antagonist. I kept waiting for someone who was going to break up their love, or someone who was going to disapprove because they were,
50 Shades
homosexual
style
relationship.
50 Shades style, where the boss is going to go gun-ho and make a homemade bomb.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, don't watch 50 Shades.
I haven't watched it, I don't want to.
Yeah.
But
no, it's bad.
But this is my point, Call Me By Your Name doesn't have that. It is, everyone involved is kind of either approving or disinterested. And I just... love the movie for being, and it's so beautiful. Well, okay.
Could you argue that? Well, no, never mind. But yes, Only Lovers Left Alive
wins
is
completely.
Yeah, it's Jarmusch, I believe.
Jim Jarmusch, who I'm always a fan of. Only Lovers Left Alive. Tom Hiddleston, Tilda Swinton
being Tilda Swinton is
Anthony
amazing.
Elfman as a young man.
When he
also shows up somewhere else on my list. But I mean, he is. That whole movie just is so gorgeous.
Bloody zombies. I love that.
I
love the movie.
Also, you want to talk about melodrama? Tom Hiddleston, man, oh man.
That
guy could pull off some melodrama.
That's what I'm saying. That's why Crimson Peak led me into Only Lovers Left Alive. And I'm so glad for that, because it's also one of my favorite movies of all time.
I love it. It is one of my top movies.
Great movie.
Yep, so that was my top one for romance.
Amazing. All right, so... we're in 2012 now.
Yep.
And 2012 gave us some beautiful classics like Lincoln Vampire Hunter. And also Lincoln Zombie Hunter, which is more indie.
Wow.
Those are beautiful, beautiful movies.
Vampire Hunter, when I remember, that's Tim, I can never say his name, Tim Parkinson, Takamahoganaga? The same guy who did Wanted.
Yeah, it's the same guy who did Wanted, which I enjoy to a certain degree.
To a degree.
It's pointless, mindless action.
Yeah.
But it's got Angelina Jolie, whom I love.
Yeah,
and it's no secret.
What is
and it's got James McAvoy.
I like McAvoy, all right.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it's got Morgan Freeman. You know, you need to have the guy that explains things.
Yeah.
You always have to have the guy.
All he does in that movie.
And he's also the antagonist.
Oh,
which is
he
great.
really is.
Which is great. But yeah, and it's got some really interesting like action scenes and shots. So yeah, I can enjoy that movie for what it is. But yeah, so my pick for 2012 worst movie has to go to Battleship.
Wow.
Yeah, the Rihanna movie.
Again, forgot that existed until you just said it. Who also had Sorry, my brain is struggling to find generic white boy names again.
I know who you're thinking of, and I don't know either. He was in the second season of True Detective.
Oh, wait, is it the guy from something of Mars? John something of Mars? Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah, that's his name.
It is Taylor Kitsch.
That's
yeah. Oh, man.
Wait, you're thinking of... What are you thinking of?
Battleship. John Marsden? No, what is his name? John something of Mars. John Carter of Mars.
John Carter of Mars? Is it just called John Carter, though, that movie?
It was going to be called John Carter of Mars. I don't remember what it ended up being.
Yeah, no, it just ended up being John Carter. But that's not... Is it the same guy?
Yeah, that's Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Who also plays fucking... in the X-Men, Wolverine. He is...
Yes. He's Gambit.
Gambit.
He did a great job in Gambit. I love that role.
I hated what they did with his powers, but
but
his accent is also...
It's really bad, but it's it's awesome.
Yeah, no.
That whole movie, though, X-Men Origins, sorry, whole movie is a train wreck, but it's a beautiful train wreck, though. I really enjoy it.
It's quite an enjoyable train wreck.
Yeah. And then the one guy, the merc with the mouth, shut him up.
No. Oh.
I love the decisions they made for that movie. It's made it wonderful.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, if they'd made some better decisions, it would have been a much less memorable movie.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Hey.
So my 2012 pick is going to go to Battleship because it's a movie about a 2-player board game, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, that's how that is what the Battleship board game is.
Yeah, and the movie is about that, but it's got aliens, and it's got some retarded... They made some really bad choices.
Liam Neeson has never looked more uninterested in what he's doing.
The choices that they made was really dysfunctional.
Yeah. Rodriguez is in that. No, that's not Rodriguez. No. It's, Ella.
Yeah, it's Rihanna. Rihanna, yeah, that's what I said. Rihanna
trying to be Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, essentially.
Pretty much.
That's, I think, it's one of the 2 movies she's been in, I believe.
She's also in that Valerian thing.
Yeah.
City of a Thousand Worlds, or whatever it's called.
That should have been on my list.
Ooh, it was almost on mine. All right. That is some horse shit of a movie.
Ooh.
Oh, wow, okay.
What's his name? The guy who is the main character? Oh, I forget his name.
That guy had a name?
Yeah, that guy has a name.
I can't, but you couldn't have told me that.
He's got a face that's so punchable. Oh my god.
He does.
What's his name?
He really does.
What's his name?
He looks like the guy who plays Joffrey.
Right? A little bit.
Yeah, no, he looks like slightly... It looks like the opposite.
Slightly stoned version of
Joffrey.
Yeah.
And all I know about the girl in that is that she's a singer model and that
Cara Delevingne?
Sounds right. And she does the belly dancing in the Suicide Squad movie.
Yes, the horrible belly dancing.
Yes, I am belly dancing. I would threaten you with my belly button as it moves. It's just... That whole movie is just... Well,
But again, I enjoy that movie... Because at least it can make me laugh as I'm watching it. Yeah, I can watch it and I can laugh through it. It's not a boring movie.
Yeah.
Like Battleship...
Battleship's a boring-ass movie.
You can laugh at it, but those scenes are so far and few in between. Like, you can watch the trailer, and then you can laugh at the trailer, but watching the movie is a dreadful experience.
I watched that movie, and all I can remember is about enough to fill a trailer.
Yeah.
That's all I got of that movie.
Because they put all the interesting scenes in the trailer.
Yeah, what is this someone called it? It's... Budget Bay. It's just low grade wannabe Michael Bay.
Essentially.
Yeah, and you're trying to do something that's already awful.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, no.
Yeah, so yeah, Battleship for 2012.
Yeah, okay. Well, good choice. So, now I'm going, I'm gonna go for horror. Why not? Horror's good shit. So, there was a couple of high contenders on here. It's been a good decade for horror.
Yeah, it has.
One that we did mention last time, so I'm not going to get too into it. Under the Skin, Scarlett Johansson.
Can you really categorize that as horror?
I do, mainly because of how disturbed it makes me feel.
Sure. But I would think that's more thriller, because it's more of a mystery.
It's such a weird thing that I kind of didn't know where else to put it, except for horror. I did have a category called Other, and I probably could have put it there.
Yeah, no, because I personally would classify it as sci-fi thriller.
I agree with you, but it has such a unique atmosphere.
And I agree with you.
I kind of would have said you almost need to be prepared for a horror movie walking into it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I am with that one.
Yeah, because there are a lot of disturbing scenes. Even the opening scene is really disturbing.
It is so uncomfortable and it's so eerie.
Yeah.
While it may not be a true horror film, I feel at least it deserves consideration as one.
And the fact that they filmed basically in the streets.
Yeah, I mean, quite a few people are not actors. They're
just people that they literally found on the street.
Yeah.
And they were talking to them with hidden cameras, essentially.
And it's so bizarre watching because it feels off. I mean, it gets under your skin, quite literally. That movie.
Literally.
Yeah. Okay, so didn't want to get too heavily into that one. The Babadook, 2004 and 14.
Yeah, Babadook was great. The acting was amazing.
Yeah, Australian film.
Australian films in general, especially horror, like small budget horror movies, they are amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean, we already talked about Hereditary, so I wasn't going to put that in my categorization.
But it's so good.
It is so good. But the Babadook is kind of the closest I can think of spiritually in a lot of ways, so that's why I kind of put that on the list. In case you haven't seen it, 2016, Train to Busan.
I have.
Possibly one of my favorite zombie movies ever made.
Yes,
I
do remember it being a fantastic zombie movie. It's just
such a simple,
I just don't remember much of the movie.
Well done movie. Yeah, no, for me that was craftsmanship. It's everything you want from a zombie movie done right.
Yeah, I remember I was entertained throughout the whole movie.
Oh yeah,
but I don't remember too much of it.
No,
I remember some of the characters and stuff like that, but like the actual individual scenes, I don't remember too much.
No, it really got me. I love that movie.
But yeah, I remember saying to my brother that was the best zombie movie I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of zombie movies.
Kind of where I'm at. That's why I thought it deserved special consideration.
So I like that you put it on the list. Yeah.
Get Out.
Jordan Peele.
I mean,
both of his movies were really great, but Get Out was much more so.
Yeah, also because of how out of nowhere it came.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, wait, what is that? And it's a train hitting you. It is just like, it really was so...
Thomas the Tank.
Yeah. It was so unexpected, and it was just so utterly captivating. I mean, you're just kind of like, you're sitting there and you're like, and you're just drawn in.
And there was a lot of disturbing concepts.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan
Almost
Peele,
more so than there was actual horror. I mean, it's...
Yeah, it's more disturbing than actual horror. And it was the same way with his other movie, Us, which came out in 2017, I believe.
I would have said 18, but I don't know. I haven't got it on my list, so I don't have a date. But, I mean, for me, Get Out was, again, it's just, I, at least, am way more into creepy, eerie, disturbing, straight up try and scare me horror stuff. Not a lot of it really registers too well for me. I can watch it and I can think it's done well and then I'll forget about it. I mean, it's just kind of throwaway stuff for me. Usually. Conjuring, Insidious, all that stuff.
Yeah.
The James Wan school, almost, I could call it.
The James Wan school of horror.
Yeah, it's just like, that stuff is kind of like, it's there, it's alright.
Saw.
Yeah, moving on. It's just, like, don't... And then, again, you might disagree with my categorization, but I'm choosing to put it on the horror list.
Okay.
Mandy.
No, I can see that. It does turn more horror-esque towards the end.
And again, that's because I think for me that it's almost what I consider the greatest horror trick is to convince you you're not in a horror movie until you are.
Yeah, because all the way up leading to the ending, it's a very slow burn. Obviously, it's more of a...
It's a psychedelic slow burn, but it's a slow burn.
And it covers itself in the veneer of psychological thriller.
Yeah,
but then it just twists into
full out. And again, it's this thing where about catching me unawares and kind of catching me when I'm not looking for it has so much more impact on me That's why Mandy kind of sticks out for me in that field.
It's probably the most Nicolas Cage has been Nicolas Cage since, like, Face Off.
I love it. It's so great to see him properly act. So that actually won out for me in terms of horror. I kind of want to give it to Get Out, but for some, Mandy, the combination of all those genre elements that I just love, Nicolas Cage at his best, I mean, it's just got too much going for me for it to ignore.
Yeah, I think Get Out is more... It's not really traditional, but it is more traditional than Mandy.
Correct.
Mandy is a very more like experimental type film.
Yeah, I
would say. But yeah, it's a great movie. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, it's by the same guy who did what is it called? The Black Rainbow or something like that.
Oh, Cosmatos. Yeah, I think that's him.
Yeah.
He's
I love that movie though.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. Mm.
Very, very psychedelic movie as well.
Yes.
I wouldn't really recommend it to most people because I don't think most people would enjoy that kind of movie.
I got one of those.
Not Mandy, but the Black Rainbow.
Black Rainbow.
Is it called? What is it called? Over the Black Rainbow?
Over the Black Rainbow. I was like, it's not Under, is it? No, I think it's Over the Black Rainbow.
Yeah.
I have another film on here that is of the same kind of caliber of weirdness, so that'll be coming up.
Okay, so we're in 2013.
Hooah.
And that's where I put, and also you put apparently, A Good Day to Die Hard.
Oh.
Because it's such a boring
it
boring
is the
movie.
Worst movie. It is the worst movie.
But I had a backup, which I think no one saw. I think like 6 people saw this movie.
Oh, okay.
And it's got Hugh Jackman, and it's a spoof movie.
Please tell me it's not Film 43.
It is Film 43.
No!
No! It's Film 43.
No! Anything but that movie.
Yeah. No. Avoid that movie like it's the plague because it is just...
I would rather watch A Good Day to Die Hard again.
Yeah. Like, I hope me putting it on the list doesn't encourage more people to watch it, which is why I put it only as a backup.
Never.
Because I didn't want to encourage more people watching it. But yeah, please do not watch this movie. It is really, really bad.
Not only is it really bad, it makes it hard to respect a lot of the actors involved afterwards.
Yes.
Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman.
Oh my God.
It's just
so...
I can't look at you the same way.
And I love Hugh Jackman.
I know.
He's one of my favorite actors.
So great. And then no.
And Halle Berry and Catwoman, like, you know, I love that.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I'm just joking. But yeah, like, it's really, really bad.
Wow. Yeah, that movie's...
And I'm guessing you forgot about that movie, too. You forgot that existed. You erased it from your mind because you need to do that after watching that movie.
Yeah, no, it just didn't register. I'm, like, looking at, like, the worst of list, and I'm like... Film 43. Did I watch that? I don't remember. Then I looked up some stills from it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about this. Yeah. I refuse. We're ignoring this entirely.
Yeah, like people say the Room is bad from Tommy Wiseau and stuff like that.
You know what? I would rather watch that.
Yeah, no, because that's at least funny to watch.
For some parts of it. I mean, there are funny bits in between all the nonsense.
Yeah, like the spoons and the pictures of all the spoons, and then you tear me apart, Lisa.
Yeah, let's be clear about this, just so we don't leave anyone with a false impression.
Yeah.
The Room has exactly one way it should be watched. A YouTube best of moments of clip with friends.
Yeah, sure.
The entire film should never be seen.
No, it should because those ridiculous sex scenes are hilarious.
Yeah, but here's the problem: is that every time you get one of these like little funny moments you see in the best of clip, you are missing the 10 to 15 minutes of nothing before they get to the next funny part.
I've seen it 3 times. Yeah.
What is wrong?
Because I saw it once alone. I thought it was hilarious. Oh. I had to watch it with my sister because I told her, "Hey, you need to see this."
Oh yeah.
And then I saw it also with my brother and his wife. So because I told them, "You need to see this."
Yeah, but that's how you're supposed to watch it. You need to be sharing it with someone and then watching half the movie and half their reaction.
But I originally watched it alone. And I thought it was insane and hilarious.
It
and
is
I was like,
very...
I need to share this with as many people.
Hello, doggy.
But no. So
mind-blowing.
But not movie 43. Movie 43 is not...
Is it movie 43 or film 43?
No, movie 43.
Movie 43, yeah.
Movie 43 is just a horrible, horrible movie. And it's disturbing in the worst way.
Yep.
So please, I hope that this doesn't encourage anyone out there to watch it.
Don't do that to yourself.
It shouldn't be watched.
Don't
ever.
do that to yourself. Please, oh please, oh please, oh please.
Yeah. But I had to put it on there since you already took A Good Day to Die Hard, so...
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yeah. That is fair enough. I'm having the same kind of problem in Thriller.
Where you can't really... It's not a pure genre film.
No, I love Thriller.
Which is why I didn't go by genre. Now, do you see the trouble with going by genre?
It's just the fact that we talked about almost all of these movies last week. That's kind of my problem.
All of them?
Almost, really? Yeah. I mean, pretty much, I think all of them came up. Nightcrawler.
It came up.
It came up. Black Swan came up.
That's true. Black Swan.
Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, I think came up at one point.
That's a great movie.
Oh, isn't it just?
Watch one of those. Do not watch movie 43.
No.
Watch one of these movies.
I'm already into mine now. I'm just talking about thrillers now because you know what? I want to get away from movie 43 just as quickly as we can. So I mean, Nightcrawler, again, we mentioned it last week, is Jake Gyllenhaal at his best. I mean, I honestly can't think of a better performance he's given.
And he usually gives his A-game every time. He's usually
such an A-game actor. Yeah. I honestly am willing to... Even Source Code, I liked him in.
Yeah, and he was by far the best part of Source Code.
I think Source Code's a boring-ass movie, but I loved him in it.
Yeah.
And because he always brings his A-game.
Vera Farmiga, I believe, was also in that movie. The girl from...
yeah.
From Contra.
Wow, completely forgot she was there. She left no impression in that movie. That movie is that kind of thing, though. It is it's not a bad sci-fi premise, but it's kind of shit. Nightcrawler, though, is Gyllenhaal playing...
I've seen Nightcrawler multiple times.
Same here.
So good.
Maybe cinema's best performance as a sociopath.
I think so.
Not a psycho, not a villain, quote-unquote, but an actual sociopath.
Yeah, and the movie doesn't shy away from it. It's not trying to build him up as a hero.
Not at all.
It's not even trying to build him up as an antagonist. Nope. Because, you have movies that build up characters, like, for example, 2019's Joker. It builds up an antagonist, and that's fine. Or an anti-hero, if you will. Yeah. But in this one, it doesn't really want you to think of him as a hero, nor as an anti-hero, or as an antagonist. This is...
And his behavior
a character study of a sociopath with no holes barred, I guess.
And his character doesn't really escalate. His situation does. And we are just given more access into what's happening behind the mask because of the situation. There is no indication that he's changing.
No, he doesn't change throughout the whole movie. Like he starts at one point and he ends at essentially the same point. It's just him navigating
this world. I mean, Bill Paxton's in this, and that's just beautiful. Conflict is so great. I mean,
and it's not even that much of the movie. The conflict,
it's so memorable.
Altogether, it's like 10, maybe 15 minutes. Of the movie is that conflict, but it's every single part of this movie is incredibly memorable.
It really is.
His interactions with the newscast lady
who
my god, like some of the most disturbing and incredible acting I've ever seen.
Completely, because it's
especially like towards the end. Oh my god,
and it's not over the top, and it's not melodramatic. It is restrained and implied, and it is very much in the performance. You need to look for what's happening here.
Yeah, it's very much show, don't tell kind of situation.
It is my kind of filmmaking. Up, down the street. Love it. You Were Never Really Here.
Oh, amazing performance
Lynn
by
Ramsey.
Phoenix.
I mean, I almost put We Need to Talk About Kevin on the list as well.
That's
from
great.
Lynn Ramsey, because they're also fantastic.
Tilda Swinton's also in that one, right?
Yep. You Were Never Really Here, though, is, at least for me, the best Joaquin Phoenix performance. I know other
really
people...
after Master?
Even with Master, because I feel that's more of a duet. I think that's him and Seymour Hoffman. I think
sure.
I do think it's a better, perhaps, performance, but I feel it's less impactful.
Him. Yeah.
This is... You Were Never Really Here. That is the depths of emotion.
Yeah, I think actually You Were Never Really Here is what led to him being cast as the Joker in 2019.
Oh, I would guarantee.
Yeah, because that's also very much... The camera is entirely focused on Phoenix at all times.
Yep.
And it's just him giving this incredible performance of a really, really interesting character. I mean, also show, don't tell scenario in that movie.
Phoenix is right up there with... Jared Leto. No. Dare not speak the demon's name. I hate Jared Leto. Who am I thinking of, though? I'm thinking of There Will Be Blood.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Him and Phoenix are couple of the only actors I can think of who can really carry a film with no instance of likability. They're not
sure.
There's no attempt almost for humanity. They are doing something.
Gyllenhaal did the same thing with Nightcrawler.
Completely, yeah. But Gyllenhaal usually has a likable character
because he is a very charismatic guy.
Even the Nightcrawler character has moments of something. It's a bizarre charisma, but it's there.
Sure, okay.
The polite kind of thing he does.
That is true. Yeah,
it's very engaging. But I mean, you feel so painful watching this movie of You Were Never Really Here.
Yeah, and even the action is very subdued. It's incredibly realistic.
Yep.
And really violent.
Yeah, and
even though it's not so gory. Like it's not a really gory movie, but it just feels incredibly
heavily
violent.
Implied because of the way it's shot.
Yeah, but exactly. You just feel like this is incredible violence.
Yeah, Lynn Ramsey's very good at that. I mean, same thing with you. We need to talk about Kevin. I mean, it's not visceral, but it is utterly impactful. I mean, that's kind of the balancing routine. I was going to put Drive as my top, but I'm actually changing it to You Were Never Really Here. I do love Drive.
Oh, I left it out of my list because of you.
I know, and that's why I'm like, I guess I have to do Drive now, but no.
Which one did I pick instead of Drive?
Can't remember.
Yeah, it's probably, I got it.
No, I mean, You Were Never Really Here. Drive is fantastic. It is my favorite Gosling performance, bar none. I think he has...
Tree of Life, yeah.
Oh, Tree of Life. That's more you anyway. Gyllenhaal... No, Gosling has a really restrained, understated thing going on in that film that I really like.
Yeah, no, I think the best
love
thing
the soundtrack.
Yeah, no, obviously. It's like one of the first movies to... That and The Guest is one of the first movies to really go for that full 80s synth, the neo wave.
Yeah, Guest didn't quite make it here, but I do like that movie.
Yeah. No, it's an enjoyable movie.
It's almost cathartic. But I like that movie. But
it's not really like a best of kind of movie, but it's definitely a movie that just should be on like someone's like bucket list. Because I think it's really enjoyable.
Yeah, but You Were Never Really Here is one of those movies I would say... Anyone of a mature age, you need to be a bit of an adult, I'd almost say, to get this movie.
I wouldn't even say like 18.
No, get into your 20s.
Get into, I mean, you have to decide for yourself, but you have to have a bit of a mature mindset to get into this.
Yeah, I mean,
because otherwise it may feel like it might be very simplified in your mind, I think, and then it's not really that enjoyable.
The way I had someone explain it to me, which is why I watched the movie to begin with, is a guy I knew who was way older, is a guy who ran a cinema. And he pretty much just said to me, Richard, I think you would like this movie. And I said, why? And he said, because you've had some hard living.
Interesting.
If you've had hard living, and you know in some way emotional turmoil, you've gone through a bit of shit, this movie is... something you can understand. You're at least speaking the same language, even if it is by far more extreme than anything I hope most people can imagine personally.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah,
but yeah, definitely, You
You Were Never Really Here. Just, that movie left me reeling. I don't think any movies hit me quite as hard since I watched Apocalypse Now when I was like 13.
Oh, that's a beautiful movie.
It is the movie that got me in
Martin Sheen's performance on that.
It's the movie that gave me my love for cinema. I mean, that's the movie that knocked it out of the park for me.
Yeah, which is based on Heart of Darkness, right?
Heart of Darkness, Joseph Conrad.
I think the greatest thing about Drive is just how out of nowhere it came.
Oh, yeah, completely. I mean,
it caught everyone off guard.
Well, not completely.
Because I think what's so great about Drive is that it's not. I mean, it presents itself as an action movie, but it's essentially a romance.
It is, and it's a romance between two characters who are in such an odd place emotionally, kind of. It's such a bizarrely detached story. Yeah,
this is not a healthy relationship by any means.
You want it to be one, and it's not because any member of it is like against the other. It's just two broken people who really can't make the puzzle pieces fit.
Yeah. And Oscar Isaacs gives a really good performance.
Jessica Chastain's also really good in it.
Really good in it.
I think that's the first time I really noticed her. Bryan Cranston, also.
Ron Perlman comes in as well.
John C. Reilly.
I
mean, John C. Reilly's a guy I knew from comedies. I am like, holy Christ, is he terrifying in that.
John C. Reilly in dramatic roles is incredible.
Yeah, completely.
He's a really funny guy when given the right material. Like I've
never seen him do something like this.
But
so for me, it was a complete revelation.
And he has a lot of other dramatic roles that we can get into on another date. But yeah, no, John C. Reilly is a great actor.
Oh yeah.
So we're at 2014 now.
Yep.
And in 2014, we have a very, very beautiful movie. Gorgeous movie.
Oh, okay.
By one of the best performances by Aaron Paul, I believe his name is. The guy in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I know who Aaron Paul is. Yeah. I'm waiting to see where this is going.
And also Mr. Robot himself, I believe, Rami Malek is in that as well. It's the movie Need for Speed.
I never watched that.
You didn't?
Are you kidding me?
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Aaron Paul in a video game racing movie?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you.
That has nothing to do with the video game.
I'm like, I took one look at that poster and I'm like, not if you paid me.
Michael Keaton is in that movie as well.
No.
Yes.
Michael, what are you doing? Michael, no.
It's a great movie. Everyone should watch it. It's beautiful.
I love Michael Keaton, even if he does awful movies.
It is one of those movies there that if you've seen the trailer, you've seen the movie.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Because
Jesus Christ,
the movie sets up a conflict in the first, I want to say, 10 minutes.
Mm.
And then nothing really happens until the last 10 minutes.
I mean, I gotta appreciate
Aaron... And then nothing is resolved, really, at the end, which is really funny.
Here's the thing. I feel bad for Aaron Paul, because Aaron Paul has a very specific acting skill set that I don't feel anyone except Breaking Bad has quite managed to use yet.
That was his breakout role, I think. I don't think it's his first role, but it was definitely his breakout role.
Now they're trying to make him into a starring role. He's not.
No,
Aaron Paul might be the greatest purveyor of pissant energy of any actor I can think of.
Science, bitch.
I mean, this is the loser. He is the ultimate sack of shit.
That's why he does so well in BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, because honestly, what he should be trying to do is take every job they offer to Steve Buscemi.
Sure.
He's the next young Steve Buscemi.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. He has such a sack of shit loser feel to him every time he's on screen. And that's the worst part. Is every time you give him something that looks like a reasonable haircut and a leather jacket, I'm like, no. You don't fit here. No. You should be doing heroin in a corner.
Yeah, you should be in sweatpants and a beanie.
Yeah. You should be dead in a gutter. What are you doing in that car?
To be fair, even in the later seasons of Breaking Bad, he does act really well.
I'm not saying he's not a good actor.
He's not a bad actor. But he's more of a supporting actor. He is a supporting actor others,
with a very specific kind of feel to him. Like Buscemi. Buscemi never played normal acting roles, really.
Well, Boardwalk Empire.
That's a later Buscemi. I'm talking young Buscemi.
Oh, okay.
Young Buscemi had a very specific look and feel that kind of gave him this capability of being those kind of characters without being a bad actor.
One of my favorite Buscemi roles is in Desperado.
Oh my god, yes! Yeah, exactly what I'm talking about!
Yeah, that is a loser piece of shit.
That is a loser piece of shit energy, man. I gotta be honest with you, it's really great. Also Tarantino have a loser fucking energy.
No, Tarantino in all his movies is a loser piece of shit.
Yeah, with the worst assortment of accents of anybody. Yeah. I've looked at that.
He's even worse than Brad Pitt, and that's saying something.
When it comes to accents, that Australian thing he's doing. Ooh.
No.
Anyway, moving on. Ooh.
So Need for Speed for 2014. Wow. It is not a fun movie to watch, but it's it's a funny
I like the
movie.
fact that you've gone for boring because you keep picking up movies I forgot happened.
Yeah.
I keep having flashback memories.
But again, it's like I told you, I can enjoy a movie like Suicide Squad because I can have a good laugh out of it. There's stuff happening.
Yeah.
There's some entertainment value there. But a boring movie is the worst kind of movie.
It is really bad.
Yeah, and that was sort of what happened with The Legend. The movie of which we shall not speak of.
the Legend
As bizarre as that movie is, it was
boring.
So boring.
It is so boring.
So I'm really looking forward to my next picks. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh no. That makes me worried. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna go for sci-fi, and I'm gonna actually split sci-fi into two areas because I kind of feel it needs two separate things.
So sci-fi 1 and sci-fi 2.
So sci-fi 1, which is Reckoning. What I call near sci-fi.
Oh, right. So low fantasy, you mean? Like
low sci-fi, to put it that way. Near future sci-fi.
So something like Interstellar, maybe?
Interstellar, we could go into low sci-fi. Yeah. I will agree. I will completely give you that one. It isn't on my list because
we talked about
that one already.
Yeah, that was on my list.
So for me, there were kind of three options here. Or yeah, one of them is kind of a little bit in between the two. I'm gonna put it into the other one, but anyway, three options: Ex Machina.
Oscar Isaac again.
Oscar Isaac again,
and Alicia Vikander.
Vikander, yeah. Man, that movie.
Yeah, that movie was really good.
It's made for being Hollywood, no money. Yeah. I mean, the amount of skill and talent in terms of just visual effects is astounding.
Yeah, I mean, the whole movie takes place in a single location. Yeah. Essentially 3 or 4 sets.
Yeah, but one character is primarily CGI on a $50 million budget. That's it's unbelievable. I mean, it's kind of, you would have almost said impossible.
Yeah, but it's the kind of CGI. Well, the lighting helps, obviously.
Lighting helps, and the way they did it was clever.
Because the lighting doesn't change.
Correct.
Right. The rooms in which she finds herself in
very consistent
lighting, so it's easier to do the CGI. Yeah. Also, it's not too flashy.
Nope.
It is very subdued, sort of robot, if you will.
Here's the thing, CGI. Though. You know how they did it and why it was not as expensive as it could have been? Because it was hand animated.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They just took months and months to do it. They took the time.
Wow, so they didn't even build a 3D model.
They did, but then they had to hand animate the motion to line it up with the character.
Okay, so they didn't do motion capture.
They couldn't get it to work completely. They had to because you had the see-through elements. So you had to hand animate the in-between sections.
All right. Well, that's okay. Interesting.
It's a thing to watch at the behind the scenes of. Okay, so you had that one.
But yeah, Oscar Isaac, man.
Yeah. Arrival, Denis Villeneuve, 2016.
Yeah, of course.
Possibly the smartest sci-fi that's come out in a dog's age.
Yeah, the only gripe I have with that in terms of smartness is that when the aliens are drawing the circular figures, it should be mirrored.
Correct. You're not wrong.
Because you should be looking at it from the other way. That's the only gripe. But that's me nitpicking.
Yeah, no. I mean, I love that movie.
Unless they're proficient in writing backwards. I don't know.
Which they could be. Or no, they say it's the same any way you turn it, something like that. I believe it is mentioned. But anyway, I love that movie. I think it is smart as hell, beautifully constructed, just a tight little sci-fi narrative. Love it.
And what's his name? Hawkeye.
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy
Renner's great in that.
Yeah, he's usually not in a lot of movies where I like him as an actor.
Correct. I agree with you.
But I think that, and I think the movie's called Kill the Messenger, also in this decade. Great movie. You should watch that.
Oh, I haven't watched that. One thing he did show up in that...
It's a political kind of thriller, and I enjoy those a lot. I like politics. I get into it a lot, so I like those kind of movies. But yeah, he does a great job playing that reporter. It's based on a true story too. Yeah. So
I mean, I liked him in the recent Mission Impossible movies.
He's a fun guy. Yeah, even in Hawkeye, he's a really fun actor.
But I gotta admit,
he's not like an actor's actor. You know what I mean?
You know, one place he really brought it for me that I didn't expect. I expected to hate the movie to begin with.
Okay,
and then he brought the energy. Tag.
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner fucking brings it in Tag. I'm like, whoa.
Because I actually enjoyed Tag.
Me too.
Yeah, I had a fun time with Tag. Like,
wow.
This is him and John Hamm, man. They were hamming it up.
I mean, that's kind of why I went for it. I'm like, John Hamm usually picks a good project.
Usually.
Not always, but usually. I can usually look at Hamm and go, at least I'm going to like you.
Yeah.
Because I love Hamm.
Yeah, no, he's amazing.
He's great.
He's so charismatic.
And then, again, one of these...
Should have been a Bruce Wayne.
Should have been. One of these little beautiful things that just comes out of nowhere. Upgrade. 2018.
I haven't seen it.
We need to watch that movie. I
know what movie you're talking about. And it's basically... It's got discount Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I mean, it has discount Tom Hardy.
Yeah, the guy he looks so much like Tom Hardy
with the beard.
Yeah, it's the beard. He looks a lot like him.
Here's the thing I will say about Upgrade, and it's why it kind of spoke to me. One of my favorite classic movies is the original RoboCop. We talked about this when I talked about the remake. This, for me, is this decade's RoboCop.
Yeah, I can see
That's
that.
exactly. And when I was watching it, I'm like, because this movie, yeah, you look at the trailer and you think, oh yeah, it kind of hits those spots. The commentary,
because it is a funny movie.
It's not. Yeah, it has moments of. It's a good balance. It's got funny moments. It's got action moments. Yeah, it's got a satire, but in a very dark, pessimistic tone.
Yeah, dark comedy. I guess.
And I gotta say though, there is an actual moment in this movie, and I'm not gonna spoil what it is. And I watched this with a group of friends. We were all kind of watching this, going like, "Oh yeah," and we all shut the fuck up. And it has nothing to do with like a scare or technology. It has to do with performance, where you are actually given a real acting performance in this
by Discounts on Market.
Yeah,
cool.
And it just you are literally sitting there going, "This is not what I signed up for, but okay, movie.
Yeah,
sell me on this."
Because I've seen him. Like, I haven't seen that movie, and I know of him as an actor because he has been in a lot of like smaller roles.
Yeah.
But there's a video game. It's technical. I don't know if you can even call it a video game. It's called Telling Lies. No, it's essentially a video game where you're looking through a bunch of videos that are like live action videos.
Okay.
And you're trying to suss out a story. So you're doing like web searches and that kind of stuff. And it's just this group of people that are somehow connected, and you either see them like on video calls or vlogs and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And he's one of the main characters. I think it's 3 characters. And the performance he delivers there, incredible. So I would recommend, if you're not into playing video games, like watch a YouTube gameplay of that. Yeah, okay. It's really, really interesting.
I'm just also going to say for upgrade, again, talking about a movie that speaks to me, when the movie opens with a man working on the engine of a car while drinking a beer and listening to Smokestack Lightning performed by Howlin' Wolf.
Okay.
A blues song.
Yeah.
I'm there.
All right.
That is
as
me.
The blues guy.
The blues guy who likes working on cars while drinking beer.
So
that was me. This
Transformers 2 wasn't really your thing, but this, because that's also working on a car drinking beer.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Yeah, because that's Mark Wahlberg, and when he looks up...
No, number two. Number two. It's when they...
Who the hell is in 2? I can't remember.
Megan Fox. She's Megan working on the car.
She's working on a bike, I thought.
Was it a bike? I don't know. The camera never looks at the vehicle. It's only her butt. That's the only thing.
It's an ass shot. But here's the thing. Megan Fox doesn't look like she knows her way how to handle a spanner. This guy, well,
apparently that's how she. I mean, no disrespect to Megan Fox.
We feel terrible.
Yeah, we feel really terrible, and we've gone through this before. But the way that she got the job in the first Transformers was by washing Michael Bay's car. That was her audition.
Can we all just agree that Michael Bay needs to go burn in hell?
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Can we all just agree on that?
I think we can all agree on that.
Excellent.
He's an awful, awful human being.
I was so hoping you were going to say she fixed his car or something.
No, she washed his car.
Washed his car.
Yeah.
Michael Bay needs to go and die in a ditch.
It's horrible.
God almighty. Moving on. Before I get angry. Come on.
Yeah. So, that was your pick?
Yeah, no, for that era of, like, near sci-fi.
Yeah.
Something that I like low budget sci-fi, stuff that isn't like huge and spectacular. That one just kind of knocked it out for me.
All right, yeah, because The Martian is also
it's different part of the list.
All right,
different part of the list.
Okay, so where are we now? We're in 2015. 2015 was an interesting year.
Yeah,
and it had one of the best sequels I've ever seen. The camera work in this movie is incredible, to say the least.
Oh my god, where are we going?
And I'm talking about Taken 3. Taken 3.
Oh,
yeah, but it's written with a 3.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
Taken.
Oh.
So Taken 3.
Oh no.
Taken 3.
My daughter
Again.
For the 3rd time.
They took my daughter, they took my wife, now they're taking her back again.
I have a very specific set of skills. Making sequels.
I will find you, and I will kill you.
I will find you, and I will make you watch my movie.
So yeah, Taken 3, the camera work is incredible. And it's literally the meme you see of how many cuts they can put in a single action when he's climbing a fence. Like the camera cuts 15 times just climbing a fence.
Taken 3 movie honestly looks like it was a fever dream by Paul Greengrass. It's just kind of like, if you took Paul Greengrass and like stuffed him full of like narcotics and then made him edit a film.
And I mean, Liam Neeson clearly gave up at that point. It was just a contractual.
Neeson gave up years ago.
No, but that was a year. I mean, it was released a year after The Grey, because The Grey came out in 2014.
Yeah, but here's the thing: The Taken 1 is a good film. Even
it's
if
an interesting film.
It's a good dad film.
Sure,
it's got dad energy, I guess.
Sure,
it's a bit xenophobic.
A little bit,
just a little bit. Taken 2 is shit.
No, so Taken 1 is a decent action movie.
Yeah.
It's, for me, actually, I don't want to compare the two, so I'm not gonna do that because that
okay.
would, yeah. But yeah, it's a decent action movie. You can watch it. It's got some interesting lines, and the premise is
there are better versions of the same movie out there, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, but the premise is okay. Like you can actually see that sort of being a thing.
Yeah.
And then you have Superdad go in and kill everyone, which is cool. It's fun.
Fair enough. Yeah, sure.
But then they just got progressively worse.
Oh yeah.
And by Taken 3, you can clearly see like Liam Neeson is so tired of these action movies.
Yeah.
And he's just. I really, really felt sorry for him in this one, because he was clearly having a hard time doing some of the stunts, which is why I'm guessing they had to cut like 15,000 times.
Yeah, my God, if you want to watch, if you want to watch action Neeson, watch him when he works with Joe Carnahan. Watch either the A-Team,
yeah, that was a great one.
That's Joe Carnahan, or The Grey, which is also Joe Carnahan. I mean, the same director.
Yeah, all right, sure, yeah.
I mean, those movies are awesome, and Neeson gets to be both. You know, a little bit dad energy, but not, look like he's dying on set.
Yeah, because they have him do these ridiculous stunts. And this is an aging man, all right? It's not like... He clearly doesn't want to. You can see that he doesn't want to.
I mean, again, just a small moment of agreement. As much as I love some of these old actors, can we maybe get new action stars? Because... Neeson, Denzel, I mean, these guys...
Yeah, and Equalizer 2. It was just like,
Can we just stop?
Yeah, Equalizer 2 had the same energy. Yeah, because it was like, he clearly is not up for this.
No, I mean, they've still got the acting gravitas, but they just don't have the action chops anymore.
It's not... I don't know if it's like they don't have the chops, or if they're just asking too much of them, or...
They just don't care.
They just don't care. I think that's more of it.
Probably
because
they don't care.
Because it's only the I don't know how much a year can affect someone, especially as they start.
Depends how many movies are you making in that year.
Yeah, but I think the same way in Equalizer 2.
Oh yeah,
I think Denzel just said, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, because he's good in the first one, and the second one is just terrible.
Yeah. So yeah, Taken 3 or Tak 3-ian.
Taken 3-ian.
Tak 3-ian is my pick for 2015.
That
was, and again. A boring movie.
Yep.
A boring action movie.
A boring action movie. Come on, guys. It's not better
hard
than
to make a good action movie. Or at least a fun one.
Better than this. Okay.
All right.
So I'm gonna go on. We're talking about action movies. I'm gonna go for the action movie category.
The action
movie. And I had a couple of things here that I wanted to put in this area, but I've disqualified them and I put them other places. Because I'm not qualifying them as pure action movies.
All right.
So my action, The Raid 2, for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Amazing.
Woo! Love that movie.
Even though I personally prefer the first one.
I prefer the first one as a visceral experience.
Yeah.
The second one's a better made movie.
The second one, by all means, it is they had a much bigger budget.
Yeah.
It's well made. The action is really, really well shot. Sweet. And the camera actually pans away so that you can see the action.
Yeah, which is kind of why I love it. And the fact
the opposite of Taken.
Yeah. Also, I've met the director and I've chatted with him and he's awesome. And it's like, Gareth Evans rocks.
No, the Raid 2 is.
There's nothing like a Malaysian movie directed by a Welshman.
Yeah, yeah, it's a white guy. I was really surprised by that.
Yeah, no, he's weird.
But yeah, what's his name? Jai.
Oh, the main, Iko, oh god, now I've lost it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who I,
we
all know who
because he's also in Ong Bak and those movies, great action
Tony
movies.
Jaa, he's not in.
Yeah, it's Tony Jaa. He's
not in those.
Yeah, he's in the third one.
He's in the third, there's not a Raid 3 yet. They've done movies together now. They've done Triple Threat.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking.
That's a different movie.
Yeah.
Triple Threat is great, but it's not. He's not in The Raid because The Raid is entirely Indonesian.
No. I'm saying the main actor in The Raid has been in a movie with Tony Jaa.
Yes,
that's what I'm.
He's also done a movie with Mark Wahlberg.
Really?
Yeah, the 51st Precinct or something like that. It's like he's like the terrorist or something. It's weird.
Interesting.
I mean, he's actually a really good actor. He wasn't an actor before The Raid. He was a martial artist.
Yeah.
His brother is the only actor in that movie.
It's not Malaysian, it's Indonesian.
That's what I said, wasn't it?
No, you said Malaysian.
Oh, my apologies. Indonesian.
It's an Indonesian action movie.
Indonesian. The Raid 2 rocks.
And
pure and simple.
I usually go for The Raid 1 just because I like the low budget feel to it.
Yeah, but Hammer Girl.
The whole movie.
Oh.
The whole movie is in this tiny building.
Admittedly.
And you really feel that claustrophobia and the way they shot those action scenes.
Yep.
Oh my god! I have never gotten such an adrenaline rush watching an action
movie. Your heart
movie.
really goes for it. Other reason I kind of didn't want to put The Raid is because of the next film I was going to say, which is Dread.
It's the exact same premise.
Same movie.
Yeah, it's the same premise.
They were made at the same time, unaware of each other.
Yeah.
They literally both. It was actually became a race to see who could put out the movie first.
Yeah, no,
because they both kind of found out at the same time. Wait, what?
Yeah, no, the 2011 Dread movie. Underappreciated movie.
Oh
my god! And I know the guy. Well, I've met him once. The guy who did the slow motion for it.
Oh,
it's
the
actually
slow-mo guys.
Yeah, slow mo guys. Very famous person.
Yeah, I know who those guys are.
Gavin Free, I believe his name is.
You met him.
Yeah, well, it was that. I haven't I didn't actually. I just said hey to him.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Almost, no, Gareth Evans was doing a chat at my university, and I got to talk and ask him some questions, talk a little bit. But yeah, I mean. Dread is such a great action movie. I could have put it in sci-fi, but it doesn't really... The sci-fi is the added element. That's the spice.
Yeah. And it was so clever, too, calling the drug slow-mo.
Oh, yeah.
It was really, really clever. Like
so smooth.
It was such a nod to the slow-mo guys. Because they were like, yeah, we're doing the slow motion.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a drug called slow-mo.
We're going to call it slow-mo. It's a thing.
And it was such a beautiful shot movie.
Yep. And then we get on to the Big Daddy, the movie that just knocked me out of the park. John Wick.
The first one.
Yes.
I am fully on board with that.
Love that movie so much. Directed by two stunt
The
Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. So great, and it's so simple, and it's so slick.
Yeah. The first John Wick movie.
Yep.
One of the best, if not the best, action movies ever made.
Yeah.
To date.
Completely.
Yeah.
I like the other ones. I know a lot of people don't. I kind of appreciate them. I think they have at least moments that I really can get on board, and then they lose me again. It kind of comes and goes.
The second one, I enjoyed the action, but I felt the story went a little bit Yeah. Because the first one had a simple premise, an intriguing story, hints of a larger sort of world, but they didn't go too far into it. They restrained themselves.
And it could have ended.
And
I honestly think a separate character in two that with a different character would have been better.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Like if we'd gone back and done Willem Dafoe's character, that would have been interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they just sort of started stretching the story.
Yeah.
And by the third one, the action scenes, they're incredibly well made.
Oh, yeah.
But
huge.
They lasted for there was a 40-minute action scene. I was tired.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing for me. The John Wick 3, the opening 40 minutes could be, on its own, one of the best action movies ever made. And then they unfortunately had to add another hour of middle-ish movie.
Yeah.
The first 40 minutes just blows me out of the water.
Yeah.
And if they'd spread that out over the course of a film with a couple of scenes in between, that would have been it.
They basically went from John Wick, the world of John Wick, into the world of Assassin's Creed when he started chopping up his finger and stuff.
That was weird.
I'm like, all right, we're doing Assassin's Creed now, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the movie failed, so now we're doing it in John Wick.
Can we all really? I was kind of sitting there going, why is baby Omar Sharif here?
Yeah, right. Right.
Why are you here? What are you doing here?
An amazing actor, by the way, Omar Sharif.
Omar Sharif,
not baby Omar Sharif, but Omar Sharif.
Omar Sharif,
yeah.
Astounding.
One of the best actors to ever exist.
Oh my god, Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh.
Fuck, even Hidalgo he's good in.
He's good in Hidalgo, of course.
We're just saying something. I mean, even...
And I like Hidalgo, though.
I like Hidalgo.
It's got Viggo Mortensen, whom I like to call Vigil Morgenstein.
How very cultural of you.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I love him as an actor. I mean, I'm usually on board for anything.
Yeah.
I mean...
Decent Promises? Come on.
A History of Violence.
A History of Violence.
Wow.
Which I haven't seen yet.
It's
on my list.
It's better than Eastern Promises. Same director, Cronenberg.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, for me, it had to be John Wick.
John Wick,
kind of it blew me out of the water. It was so good.
Yeah, no, John Wick is an incredibly well-made movie.
Yeah.
Even though I think the action in the Raid 1 and 2, but especially 1, is more visceral and more heart-pounding.
Yep.
But the first John Wick was just so well made.
It just set the bar.
Throughout the whole movie. It was great.
Yep, no, completely.
All right, so now we've reached 2016, and I was going to put 9 Lives.
But I took that one because that movie deserves to be, tortured.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey as a cat. It's such a beautiful premise. Come on, it's a wonderful premise. Kevin Spacey
as a cat.
Yeah, and Kevin Spacey that we know now. Ooh. Anyway, As a cat. Anyway.
God, I wish that was
for 2016, I think the 2 worst movies.
Yeah, all right.
Both starring in the lead role.
Wow.
Gerald Butler. In both of them.
Oh, I might know where this is going. Yeah. I'm looking forward to this.
The first one being London Has Fallen.
Excellent. Yep, that's perfect choice.
Such a bad movie.
Yep.
But my ultimate pick for worst of 2016, Gods of Egypt.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's got Gerard Butler, and it's got the guy from the Lannister in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Jamie
Lannister.
Who's missing an eye the whole movie.
And it might have the worst CGI of any film ever made.
Oh my! Everything is gold. Everything is gold. And it's like the shiniest, most reflective gold you've ever seen. It's horrible.
It's bullshitty gold.
It's vomit-inducing. It's so insane.
The story of a great Middle Eastern nation as portrayed by white people.
It is
the most insulting piece of shit.
And only 2 years before, I think it wasn't.
Exodus.
Exodus. Got the same criticism.
Yeah.
They said, "We don't give a shit. We're gonna release this."
No. I mean, Exodus.
Exodus was a well-made movie, though.
Yeah, with one white guy.
No, there were.
Oh no!
No, they were the vast majority of them.
Yeah, no,
were
you're
white
right.
guys.
Yeah, no, they were. Christian Bale. Yeah, I know you're right.
Yeah. No, it was whitewashing to.
It was whitewashing to the max.
It was white guys with a bunch of fake tan.
That's the one.
What it was.
Yeah. Almost like Gyllenhaal in Prince of Persia.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Another worst stuff, but that was in 2008.
I'm sorry. You're the Prince of what?
You Dutch Middle Eastern guy, I guess.
No, you Scandi boy, you. I can see you.
Yeah, I can sniff the white out of you.
That's a surfer tan, asshole. It was
But yeah, Gods of Egypt. My God, what were they thinking? That was mind-boggling.
I'm ruling Egypt. I have the power of the gods.
But yeah, Gerard Butler hasn't had the best streak in movie.
I don't know what's worse, him trying to be an Egyptian god or him trying to be an American. Because
both accents horrible.
I got to protect the president.
Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah. As someone did say one time, my God, if they'd managed to get Sean Connery out of retirement to play Gerard Butler's dad.
Oh, yeah.
And they're both trying to do an American accent. This is my son.
I would love to see Gerard
Butler
on for Red October 2.
Oh no.
With Gerard Butler and Sean Connery.
I'm a leader of the Soviet Union.
The second Soviet Union.
The second Soviet Union underwater. We have an Egyptian god.
I'm Sean Connery.
I love the fact in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, there was a joke.
Amazing movie, by the way.
Hey, there's a fucking movie for you.
Alex G, man. Alex G.
You know what? I had been making a joke for years, and this is not a word of a lie. I'd been making a joke for years, which is the one thing you never hear James Bond during his era say is "God save the Queen." Because imagine what it would sound like in his accent.
God save the Queen.
God save the Queen. Give me my razor.
Yeah, who's gonna shave the queen?
Yeah, but he says it in that movie.
Yeah,
he does the toast. And you can hear him fight it.
Sorry.
You can hear him fight it. God save the queen. You can see his face conform, trying to make an S sound. Oh, God save the queen.
So yes, Gods of Egypt, 2016's best movie. Should we say?
What a movie!
Best of the worst.
Best of the worst. That movie is. I mean, you hear sometimes like places in the world that get upset because of the cultural misappropriation done by Hollywood. I can kind of understand the shit like Thor and all the rest of it's kind of like, that's
an Australian playing a Nordic, fine. He looks Norwegian enough.
Let's be entirely clear. We have nothing to say compared to Egypt.
Yeah.
Or because that shit there is
both those movies set in Egypt filled to the brim with white guys. But like at least with Exodus, I can say like, well, it's a well-made movie.
Okay,
like, I can enjoy Exodus. It might be boring for large segments of it because it's a super long movie.
Yep.
It's almost 2.5 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
It has the Robin Hood problem. Same kind of. I mean, because it's Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott doing epics. He did well with Gladiator, and then kind of.
The Gladiator was subdued. It's a shorter movie.
It's shorter.
short movie. Make shorter movies.
Well, they ended up losing one of the actors during the productions that they work around it.
Speaking of Gladiator, Joaquin Phoenix.
That
was my introduction to Phoenix.
Yeah, mine too.
Does an amazing job.
God, he sells that like it's a champ.
Like. You see, that's one of the problems I have when I read like news stories about how people are harassing the actor that does Joffrey, for example, in Game of Thrones, and how he doesn't want to do acting anymore because of it. Because people associate
him with that performance.
People forget that the fact that you hated him in that show means that it means that he did an amazing job. Yeah. You're supposed to hate that person.
And that Joffrey character, if he wasn't watching clips of Joaquin in Gladiator.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, it wouldn't have been as good.
There's something in there that you can see.
You can clearly see.
There's a family tree going on here.
Yeah.
Those two things are related. Okay.
The incestuous relationship between. That's what spawned Joffrey. So, what if Gladiator is a prequel to Game of Thrones? and it's
you know how I know it isn't? Because not every single moment of Game of Thrones has a woman in choir singing behind it.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I gotta tell you, someone hired a goddamn soprano for that movie, and they got their money's worth.
I blame Scott.
Every time we turn around, there's a woman singing. It's just like...
Speaking of white guys taking the roles of...
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Alexander the Great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot that existed.
Yeah. I just remembered it. When you mentioned choirs.
Oh no. Colin Farrell.
Yes.
As a Macedonian.
Yes.
God, that movie is so awful.
Oh my god, it's epic.
It's so shit.
But it's epic.
No, it's just shit.
It's epic.
I mean,
shit.
that hair.
Yeah, the hair.
The hair. I mean, here's the thing. Colin Farrell is a good actor who should never be a leading man.
In Bruges, come on.
Yeah, but he's a great, character actor. He is not a leading man because he's always boring as shit.
He's got a certain sense of charisma, which is good in comedy. The same way with Will Smith. Like he's great in comedies because he has great charisma. I'm not saying that they can't do dramatic roles. Will Smith can do dramatic roles.
Will Smith can carry a lead role. When has Colin Farrell been an action lead and been good?
In Bruges.
He's not.
He's the lead.
He's the lead, but he is not an.
He's
part
not
of
a
hero.
Duo, fine.
He's not a hero lead.
No, he's not a hero.
He's not a hero lead.
No.
You know what I mean? That's a comedy performance.
Okay,
Give me an action film. Or anything like one.
I think everyone's going to disagree with me. But season 2 of True Detective, I think he did a great job in that. I think everyone...
Not an action hero lead.
It's very action, though.
It's fair. It's crime drama.
All right, fine. But yeah, I think all the 4 leads in that show did a great job. I think Taylor Kitsch did a good job in that.
Fair enough.
I think because I believe it was Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams was great in that.
Colin Farrell and Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn, that was one of the show.
We're all in Cell Block 99.
Yeah.
Man.
No, I know, but that was like the first time where I saw him and I was like, okay, so this guy can do drama.
Yeah, I just have to avoid watching all his other movies so I don't hate him.
And although it's nowhere close to being as good as the first season of True Detective,
yes,
but I think it gets unfairly compared to it because this is an anthology series. Yeah, sure, it's the same
and
people.
season 1 was so good.
Season 1 is a cut above almost any other show out there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of TV that matches.
Yeah, because it's like the first few seasons of Breaking Bad. Like those are a cut above. You know what I mean?
Or Sopranos. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. They set a new standard.
Yeah, and if you compare it to all other TV out then, season 2 of True Detective was still incredible television.
Good. It just wasn't as good.
It just wasn't as good as season 1.
Yeah, and that's a problem. I mean,
it is a problem, sure, but I think it's a bit unfairly compared because again, it's an anthology series. They don't really.
Okay.
They were trying something new. It didn't come out as good, but it was still way better than anything else out there.
I can agree with that. I can give you that one.
All right, so let's move on to your pick.
Okay, I'm going for Sci-Fi 2.
All right.
So we had Sci-Fi 1, which is near fantasy. Now we're going for Sci-Fi 2, which is kind of like big time fantasy. Like you'll kind of see what I mean when I'm talking about which movies I'm choosing. I haven't put Parasite on this list. I'm just going to be up straight in any category. For the simple reason being that movie hasn't had long enough in my brain to gestate. I haven't formed the kind of, like, I've thought about this movie after a while thing, because it's just not been there long enough. So I've left it off the list. That is not to say it isn't astounding, because it is, but I haven't had long enough time to feel and think about it to make the decision if it should be on here. But Bong Joon-ho is on here with Snowpiercer.
Oh, yes.
I love that movie.
That is an incredible movie.
Fantastic movie.
Chris Evans, man, nails it.
Yep.
Oh.
Gary Oldman. No, not Gary. John Hurt.
John Hurt.
John Hurt is in that. Ed Harris is in that. I mean, it's such a great movie. And it is one.
And I'm really looking forward to the TV show.
Yeah, me too.
It's got Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah.
I like her.
Like that.
She's a great actor.
She's great. No, I mean, it's one of those movies where it is dystopian future sci-fi. It's just like, it does it so well in such a contained way.
Yeah, I really, really like movies that try to bottle, like they give you a single location.
Yep.
And then they sort of represent society in that location.
Right.
Which, although I haven't seen Parasite either yet, I'm pretty sure...
Which movie?
Parasite.
Oh, yeah. No, you haven't seen that one yet. No.
Yeah, we're in the same boat in that sense. But yeah, from like what I've read, it's supposed to be sort of something similar. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Parasite isn't sci-fi.
No. But you could argue that High Rise is sci-fi to a certain sense. And that's also... But I'm not talking about sci-fi. I'm talking about movie. Yeah. I'm talking about movies that give you a single location and then they try to represent almost the entirety of society within that location.
Yeah, they take a fundamental aspect of humanity and they simplify it into a single situation.
Yeah, and Snowpiercer is an amazing...
class warfare, man.
Yeah.
And it's not even subtle about it. It's just right there.
High Rise handles pretty much the same subject matter.
Kinda.
It goes even further, though, I would say.
It goes even further, but I'd say that one has a lot more to do with how we live our lives, like domesticated living and that kind of thing. Social situation.
Yeah, but the floors literally represent
class. I mean, no doubt. And High Rise is amazing. It didn't make it on my list.
No, I would have. I think I talked a little bit about High Rise last week. So yeah, it's High Rise. Please, if you haven't seen it,
I'll be
watch
honest.
it. Tom Hiddleston gives an amazing performance. James Purefoy, Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons is in it. I mean, the only reason it's not on my list is because we already talked about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want anyone to walk away thinking it shouldn't deserve to be on the list. It absolutely does.
High Rise, I actually would agree with you that as much as I love High Rise, I think Snowpiercer is more digestible.
Yeah, I think it's easier to understand. I think it's easier to follow.
And Bong Joon-ho, does an amazing job.
Does an amazing.
And Chris Evans gives a performance of a lifetime.
Yeah, and Tilda Swinton again. She keeps showing up on this.
Because she's one of the best actresses.
Love her to death. She's awesome. Okay, I'm also going to put into this, not because it is such a future sci-fi thing, but just because of how surreal it is, Annihilation.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm a huge fan of that movie. I think Natalie Portman just knocks it out of the park. Oscar Isaac shows up again.
Yeah. Again.
I mean, we also talked about Inside Llewellyn Davis last week. He just shows up everywhere this time.
He shows up everywhere.
And yeah, I mean, it's just.
Did we mention Leon the Professional? Because that's also Natalie Portman who does it.
Yeah, but that is not in the decade. That's
I think we mentioned it last time.
Probably came up. I mean, oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, Natalie Portman is, I almost would say, an underappreciated actress because
even Black Swan.
Yeah,
I would even go so far as to say, well, in Black Swan, because I mean, Mila Kunis also put a performance that was amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Black Swan, like incredible performances by both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Natalie Portman has some very underappreciated roles.
And I think the reason I like Annihilation so much for her is because she isn't playing her tradition. I mean, Natalie Portman has a very classically pretty, gentle feel to her as an actress, which means that we very rarely get to see her put in a different kind of role.
Sure.
Not because of her, but because of how Hollywood works.
How Hollywood works.
Annihilation, she is a soldier.
Yeah,
she's a scientist,
but
she's
played...
also an actual soldier, and that is not looked away from. It is not underplayed. It's just there.
Yeah, and it's not overplayed.
No.
Like, this is a female soldier, so we have to go like over the top with it. Like, no, this is a very realistic take on it.
She's a professional soldier, and she shows, and it's in her behavior and it's in her actions.
It's not catering to anything. Nope. No, this is she just happens to be female, which is how it should be.
Yeah, I mean,
that's equality.
It's the same director who did Ex Machina.
Yeah.
And the thing I love about it as well is that it is based off a book, but it is not based off a rereading of the book. It's based off the director's memory of the book.
Oh,
he wrote a screenplay based off his childhood memories of reading this sci-fi story.
I did not know this.
So it doesn't actually match with the book very much because he was trying to recapture the atmosphere he as a child got reading this book.
Yeah.
And I think that it's such an interesting way of adapting something.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I mean, Annihilation for me, but the top winner, it kind of had to be Mad Max.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You want to talk about dystopian, it just had...
And speaking of incredible female performances...
Charlize Theron, man.
Furiosa, oh my god.
I mean, Tom Hardy we've talked about to death almost, because he is a great actor.
I would even throw in... well, it's not really sci-fi, it was more action, but Atomic Blonde. She does a great job in that.
She does a great job in that. That movie is a little bit touch and go, but her in it is amazing.
I think with that movie, they kind of missed the nail a little bit because it was so focused on her relationship with the girl from The Mummy. I forget her name.
Oh, I know who you mean.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
They really, really focused on that and sort of left a little bit of the political intrigue aside. Yeah. And so it was, which really was the interesting part with McAvoy and
the Machiavellian kind of
the interplay between Theron and McAvoy, and that was really, really interesting. But then that got thrown to the side for like a full solid like half an hour almost. But it was like, that's just shit. I mean, such a shame.
The action scenes are incredible. Long take bit in the hallways are unbelievable. Atomic Blonde for me, I think, is a stylistic achievement.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk to any like proper martial artists, they would probably hate it.
Yep.
But it was, despite that, I think it was really, really well done.
I like that movie, but more as a guilty pleasure almost. Not a guilty pleasure, but certainly more of a this is something fun to watch, not because it's so good.
I was just hoping that they would have changed focus a little bit.
Yeah,
because I think what's disappointing for me is seeing what could have been.
Yep.
And then seeing them just ever so slightly miss the mark. And it's just like, oh no.
But I mean, but
overall, I think it's a great movie.
And Charlize Theron is, I mean, the other thing
Monster. Have you seen Monster?
Monster, she's so good. I mean, this is the thing with Atomic Blonde as well. We know she can she has more in her. She still does a great performance, but we know she has more range than this.
Yes.
And boy, we actually get to see a lot of that range in Mad Max.
Mad Max, yeah.
I mean,
no, I think Mad Max should have been called Furiosa.
And it's her movie, and it is admittedly her movie. It was meant to be her movie.
Yeah, I guess that's why they called it Fury Road.
Fury Road, because it's a Mad Max story of Furiosa.
Yeah, I mean,
and I just love it. I think those two performances together just are, lightning in a bottle.
Yeah,
although hate each other apparently behind the scenes, but yeah, I mean, it worked so well.
It's kind of a shame what they did with Tom Hardy, one of this generation's best actors, and they just made him a mute.
No, but
the movie.
Yeah, but I like it.
I was like, No, I understand because again, this was Furiosa's movie, so I kind of understand him taking it. But then it was like, well, then why really have him there? They could have changed that role to someone else.
I disagree. Here's why I'm going to say that. Because I remember watching this movie. I've watched this movie several times.
I've only watched it the once.
And I watched it one time after I heard a big Q&A session with the guy who produced it.
Okay.
And one of the things he said that kind of struck to me when I rewatched it again is that a lot of people gave him a little bit of flack for the same idea. Like, look, if you're going to make the role so quiet and it's so, like, monosyllabic, just grunting almost, why on earth do you get Tom Hardy to do that? And he said because he's one of the few actors who could give a full performance doing that.
Yeah, sure.
He has so much in his face and his body language and his little nuances that he is giving a full performance. And he is acting as a full counter to Furiosa, but without the need for doing it through dialogue.
All right.
And I thought, like, if you'd put anyone a lesser caliber of actor in there, they would have just disappeared. They would have just vanished into the background.
Yeah, sure. Because, I think we also mentioned Loke.
Oh,
Loke was an incredible movie. Loke. It's just him in a car talking. Yep. Like, that's the whole movie, and it's amazing. It's such an amazing movie.
Let's be clear. Tom Hardy is amazing. Yeah, that doesn't mean he doesn't have his bad moments. He did that spy games or whatever it was called.
Yeah, but that was way back. That was way back. Yeah, it wasn't even this decade. That was before Dark Knight Rises and before.
It was before Dark Knight Rises, but it wasn't this decade.
Really?
Yeah, him and Chris Pine.
Yeah, Chris Pine. Mm-hmm. I remember that. It's called, I think.
It's not Spy Games or Spy Wars, something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
God, that movie sucks. But anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Hardy does have his moments on both sides.
No, but I think Tom. I mean, seeing him in Taboo, seeing him in
Taboo, I love Taboo.
And in Revenant, like I think he's by far the best part of Revenant.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
DiCaprio, like, he gives a visceral acting.
Yeah.
Fine, like I get it, but look, by far Tom Hardy was the core and was the most entertaining part of that movie.
I personally think the cinematography was the most entertaining part of that movie.
Sure.
But,
yeah.
No, but for me,
I'm talking like pure actors.
I know what you're
like I think he probably would have been more deserving of. I think DiCaprio has other roles that he should have won Oscars for.
Yes.
Especially for the years that they came out in.
Yep.
Compared to what won. Yep. But that was not the movie. I think Tom Hardy would have been much more deserving of it.
Completely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, again...
one of the greatest actors of our generation.
We'll try and stop gushing about Tom Hardy now, but no promises made. No, but I mean...
Tom Hardy.
Mad Max Fury Road. Mad Max Fury Road. Mad Max Fury Road is just one of my favorite movies. The practical effect, the directing, the stylistic decisions... for me, it's just so much good in one place. I love it.
Yeah, I think for me, the reason why I didn't like it as much is the same reason why I didn't like the later John Wick movies. It's just that when there's so much action, I get tired of it real quick. And I didn't used to be like this. This is more of a recent development. Because I used to love action movies. I didn't even care about the plot. I was like, I don't give a shit about Trinity or like in Matrix. I was like, I don't care.
I hear you. I mean,
I don't want to know about the Oracle. Give me the action.
I mean, but this stuff changes. I mean, 5 years ago, if you'd asked me if I thought Call Me by Your Name was a great movie, I would have said it was a good movie. I wouldn't have appreciated it the same way I do now.
Yeah. And,
so I mean, tastes do change, and we'll probably have a recap at some point of one of these movies in some context. We might have changed our mind how good or bad they are.
Yeah. No, but so that was the reason why for me it wasn't quite like a best of. I think I mentioned it in my list because I had top 10s for every decade.
You did mention it.
Yeah. But yeah, it wouldn't have been like the best because again, it's like there's just so much action, and I personally just get really tired of just watching that action. Like, oh, okay. When are we gonna get to something? What I did enjoy was, like you were saying, the cinematography. The choreography was incredible. All those practical effects, absolutely amazing.
Here's a detail.
It's a technical marvel, is what that movie is.
And it's a technical marvel that had no script.
Yeah, you said it was just all
3,000 storyboards.
Yeah,
I love shit like that. Anyway, you're okay. You're up. Let's bring this party down again.
We're in 2017 now.
Yep.
We only have 3 more categories to go through, I guess, for you.
Yeah.
No, two more for you.
Two more for me.
So 2017 was the year that gave us another Gerard Butler disaster.
Oh,
in Geostorm.
Wow, Geostorm.
Again, you forgot about that that existed.
Oh, Gerard.
It also gave us a horrible movie called Emoji Movie.
I didn't watch that. No, I avoided it like the plague.
No, you shouldn't.
Thank you very much.
Emoji Movie, although not as bad as like Movie 43, should also be avoided like the plague. Do not watch Emoji Movie. I don't care how young the person is. They don't deserve to watch shit. Literally.
Find something better.
Yeah, there is a ton of Pixar and Disney movies that are infinitely better.
Yep.
But my pick for worst movie of 2017, again, because it's boring.
Yep.
Should have been Emoji Movie, but it goes to Once Upon a Time in Venice. The Bruce Willis movie.
Oh, no, yeah, that. Oh,
where he hides a gun in his butt.
Yeah, no.
That's such a bad movie.
Why is that?
It's got John Goodman. They wasted John Goodman. Why would you do that?
That's hard to do. That's honestly hard to do.
So yeah, that goes for 2017. Once Upon a Time in Venice, the most forgettable movie. It's literally. I mean, I could see The Descent when in 2015, I believe it was. No, where was it? 2013, A Good Day to Die Hard.
Yep.
And then a few years later in 2017, Once Upon a Time in Venice. I can see the decline.
Yeah,
God, Bruce Willis has given up on life and everything.
Just let that man. I mean, I was gonna say let him go out and be in his blues band, but his blues band is terrible. So let him be in his blues band somewhere where we don't have to listen to it.
Yeah.
I think that's all I could ask, really.
So yeah, Once Upon a Time in Venice, bad movie. Do not watch it.
Bad movie.
Boring, so boring.
Okay,
but yeah.
So I'm going into. I've kind of run out of my what you would consider traditional genres.
All right.
Because I there's some genres that I just couldn't figure out anything to put. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you get into certain, you either get way too specific or you get way too broad, and you kind of ended up in this mess. So I'm gonna have two here because these are my last two. Mm-hmm. One of which is one that I kind of feel needs to be addressed, so I'm gonna get it out of the way.
So you're gonna do one and
then I'll come back to my
little break,
then I'm gonna go through kind of a miscellaneous pile. I have a little bit of a pile where things that I didn't know where to put have gone there.
For you would be honorable mentions. For me, it's dishonorable mentions.
Yeah, not really honorable mentions even. More of these are movies I adore, but I didn't want to put them in any specific genre.
Okay.
If you see what I mean.
I see what you mean.
So this one here, I didn't have any other options on this. Considering the decade we've had, we need to talk about superhero movies.
Sure.
I kind of needed to be done.
What kickstarted in 2008, I believe.
Yeah,
Iron Man,
and it's been the decade of the superhero movie. It has been such a dominant force.
Arguably in 2005 with Batman Begins.
You know what? I mean...
Because that's when they started making Iron Man. Or when they started, sketching out where Marvel was like, all right, we can do this.
I mean, Blade, I would have said, was the first proper good comic book movie.
No, I agree with you. I'm saying...
At least of that kind.
But after the success of Batman Begins in 2005, 2006, that's what kickstarted the Marvel... Well, this was before Disney took over, but that's what kickstarted Marvel into thinking, oh, we can actually do something similar. Yeah. And they went with the closest thing to Batman in Marvel, which is Tony Stark. He's the closest to Bruce Wayne.
Who is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'll be entirely honest, the only kind of Marvel film that I might have even considered in terms of the traditional MCU might have been Spider-Man Homecoming. I really like that movie because I think it's a really good teen movie.
Michael Keaton again,
I think does a great job.
So he's been in best ofs and worst ofs.
No, I mean, I really like that movie, but it isn't the best stuff for me by any degree.
No,
I'm not going to really consider the Nolan Batman movies because they're not really superhero movies.
Yeah, I mean, the only one that came out in this decade
Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises.
And again, hi Tom Hardy, how are you?
Yeah, and I had that on my list it wasn't the choice for that year, but it was on the list for that year.
And as much as
top 10.
It is a great movie, but it isn't a superhero movie.
I wouldn't class it as a superhero movie.
Deadpool was in the running because I do actually really like Deadpool, but for me it has to be Logan.
Yes. Yes. Oh God,
love
yes.
Logan. And then Logan for me it is a superhero movie. It's so close to being something different. But honest to God, it is a perfect deconstruction of the superhero movie genre almost. And embraces what it is to be a superhero movie while being an adult about it, to put it that way.
Yeah, and it was what everything I'd hoped the Wolverine.
The Japanese one.
Yeah, was going to be. And I was on board for the Wolverine all the way until the final fight. That really threw me off.
I liked the Wolverine until the final fight, and then it threw me off.
Yeah. So I was fully on board, and because it was a much more interesting take. It was more focused on the character. X-Men Origins Wolverine was just...
Let's not even go there.
Yeah. Well, we already been there.
We've kind of been there.
So
man, what a movie.
Yeah. So the Wolverine did an amazing job, and this kind of, if it wasn't for that last boss fight, this would have been the perfect follow-up to it. I think.
agree with that.
And this,
at the time, it wasn't a great superhero movie. But
sure, yeah.
Logan,
incredible performances. Even I forget her name, the little girl, X30.
Daphne Keane.
Yeah, what a great performance by her.
She's the only reason I haven't seen it yet, but I need to see the Gold Material, his Dark Materials.
Yeah, right.
She's the main actress.
Yeah.
Daphne Keane was a revelation.
Yeah, because that has McAvoy and Lin-Manuel.
Yeah. It's got a lot of people in it, but
what's her name? Oh,
I know who you mean.
Alice something? Right?
Something, yeah. But boy, oh boy, was Daphne Keane good in Logan. But here's the thing, Logan, you gotta be honest, it is a dual final song for Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
And they both brought, it wasn't just an A game, it was way beyond anything they've done in any of their other superhero movies.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And it was so utterly captivating, beautiful, and yet dour and dark.
It was really, really dour.
Yeah, and it's just, there's certain moments that just killed me in that movie. Especially Jackman. I've never seen Jackman act better.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I've seen Jackman in a lot of stuff. He here did something really interesting where he managed to find a middle place between his acting persona and his charming persona, and he kind of managed to find a way of using both to create this performance for me.
Okay, yeah.
And it was kind of like, because I'm used to seeing him in one of two modes. I'm used to seeing Hugh Jackman act, and he's a good actor.
Yes, he's very good.
He's a good actor. Or I was used to seeing him play, hero leads, like we were talking about. Him as Wolverine, pretty much. He's usually a charming hero lead, but gruff anti-hero. Watching him channel that persona through the actor in him to find this broken, defeated man.
Yeah.
It was harmful because it is watching someone do something to not just a character but a character you have grown to love over several movies.
Yeah, I mean, the original X-Men movie was 2006, was it?
Almost, I would have almost said earlier, but yeah, 2006 sounds right.
I think so.
Yeah, it was the first one that I remember, this is what a superhero movie is.
Yeah, and it was actually... And by the way, speaking of the first X-Men movie, it's a really... Bryan Singer does a great job. It's a really, really fun movie.
Yeah.
And it manages to tell a cohesive story and have, a whole team that's introduced and... with fulfilling plots for all those characters.
I prefer X2, but I really like the first one.
No, what I mean is, as a technical achievement of having multiple leads.
As a story achievement.
Yeah, having multiple leads that are introduced and fulfill their plot lines in the movie. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's not even a really long movie, too.
No, it's just it's out, it gets it done.
Yeah, I think it clocks under 2 hours.
Yeah,
so,
easy. Must do.
So, that's a great job by Bryan Singer for doing that. Yeah. And it's a really fun movie.
It's a fun movie.
You can watch it many times. It's really, really enjoyable.
No, No, but going a little bit back to this.
Yeah,
Logan it was such a fantastic culmination to that arc that had been over 10 years in the making.
Yeah. No, and it was essentially a decade in the making.
Yeah, and watching it really pay off that well and that much pathos. I mean... I'll never... Again, it's because of all the history. having Patrick Stewart say, "Fuck you, Logan."
Yeah.
It's such a moment. I mean, you're literally in the cinema just going, you're really, it was like,
Patrick, how dare you?
It really wasn't. It had such a reaction because of all that history. It was like, wow, okay. Yeah, so for me, it was the only one that really qualified for me. So yeah, I mean, I loved that movie. So one of my favorite movies of the decade, almost, I would have said.
And very much a daddy movie.
I'm a dad movie kind of guy.
No, I like it. I like it. I think the daddening of Hollywood is interesting.
Yes,
because they're able to have like an action movie with a heart, without a sappy love story.
Well, yeah, you know whenever they fit them in there, it is awkward as fuck.
Yeah,
but yeah, no,
yeah,
I know
like, you know what I mean. Like they can have the emotional stuff without it feeling too like forced or just doesn't really fit. Essentially,
yeah, they're trying to figure that one out now. But can we? Yeah, they keep casting women 20 years younger than their male counterparts, and
that doesn't help either.
That is uncomfortable as fuck.
But yeah, so the daddening of Hollywood is an interesting like paradigm shift, and it's paid off, I think, in a lot of movies.
Yeah, and Logan for me was the one that paid off within superheroes.
If you've seen, we spoke a little bit about Viggo Mortensen. The Road. Have you seen that?
Ooh. Good book. Never watched the movie.
You should watch the movie. I haven't read the book. But
I read the book.
The movie is great.
It's the same guy who wrote No Country for Old Men.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's for Cormac McCarthy.
Cool. I'll have to give it a read.
That is a dour book. You want to talk about
no.
dour?
The movie is incredibly dour.
I mean, Mortensen always brings it. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a time
he's an amazing actor.
Have you ever, in case you haven't ever seen it, and this is a movie not a lot of people got around to. This from like 1995.
All right.
It's a movie called Prophecy.
Okay.
So.
Not the Mothman Prophecy.
Not the Mothman Prophecy. No. It's called Prophecy.
Richard Gere.
So, let me just paint you this wonderful picture, okay? A woman has been impregnated by an angel and is now carrying the future new Christ. She is being hunted by the Archangel Gabriel, who's being played... Do you want to guess?
Viggo?
No.
I don't know.
Because you know...
Alan. Oh, no!
I'm the Archangel Gabriel!
Yes!
I am not joking.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Walken. That's incredible.
Walken is playing the Archangel Gabriel, and Viggo Mortensen is Lucifer.
Oh! How have I not seen this?
It is amazing.
We have to watch that.
It's on the list, baby. The second you said you hadn't watched it, it is on the list.
That's incredible.
Because there's nothing funnier than Christopher Walken with a trumpet, because he's Gabriel. And
Gabriel has a trumpet?
Yeah, he's the one who announces the end of the world by playing the trumpet.
Yeah, okay.
And then he's kind of like, plus fucking with kids who are like, it's like, yeah, no, when I'm at school, have you tried playing the trumpet? Play trumpet, all windows explode. Yeah. What is this?
Oh, that's great.
Man, that movie is bizarre. Great. But yeah, no, that's a thing for you.
Yeah.
Okay,
so Logan.
Logan. Yeah, Logan was my superhero choice. I felt we had to address the superhero thing because it's been it has been the biggest change. It has been the ultimate new genre of the decade.
So you're going Logan over Man of Steel.
You know, I thought really hard about it.
It was a tough choice.
And as I was pissing on the burning corpse that is Man of Steel, I really thought really hard about, should I choose Logan or should I choose what I'm pissing on?
Hey, at least piss disinfects.
It's true in these trying times.
Yeah. All right, so now we've reached 2018. 2018 gave us a classic that stars James Franco, Mila Jovovich, I believe her name is. This movie got, I think, a 2 on IMDb.
Wow, I don't know what we're talking about.
It's called Future World.
No idea. Never heard of it.
That's a dishonorable mention. So imagine what my choice is.
Holy shit. I mean, James Franco already, but man.
Yeah. No. Future World
Mila Jovovich and James Franco. That's a combination made in hell.
Future World is a nonsensical movie that is just nightmarish.
So not Tomorrowland.
No. Tomorrowland, you can get through.
You can get through Tomorrowland. Yeah. Okay. Future World.
Future World.
That sounds like the asylum version of Tomorrowland.
No, it's the asylum version of Mad Max, is what it is.
Oh no.
Yeah. No, it's horrible.
I thought that was the Bad Batch. Surely that's the asylum version of Mad Max. The Bad Batch with Momoa. I mean, come on.
So yeah, Future World. That's the dishonorable mention.
That's the dishonorable mention.
The 2018 has to go to Gotti.
Oh my! You watched that?
Of course, I watched Gotti. You think I'm not gonna watch Gotti?
I couldn't do it.
I watched the whole thing. It was bad.
I got 10 minutes in, and I'm like, nope. I can't do this.
Oh my god, no! John Travolta as John Gotti.
Wow.
Oh. What a movie.
I've only seen clips. I'm like, whoa.
No. I watched the whole thing. And it's so amazing seeing how the guy who plays his son is 10 times the actor that John Travolta is in that movie. Yeah.
Oh.
And they're both horrible. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I saw a little bit of that movie and I'm like, oh my fucking god, this is unbelievable.
Like, how do you mess up based on a true story gangster movie?
I mean, neither of us put on The Irishman. I love The Irishman, but it isn't quite to the standard I might have hoped for from Scorsese, which is why I didn't include it.
Sure.
But Jesus, Gotti, everything I saw of Gotti was just like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, Gotti is bad. I have another John Travolta one coming up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's worse. That's like infinitely worse.
Oh. Okay.
Stay tuned.
Stay
tuned, people. I think a lot of people already know, but that's also a dishonorable mention.
Okay. So now we got into what I call my other category. Now, certain of these films certainly could be put into various genres, but I felt they kind of just needed to be put in one place because they are so unusual in some way or another. Or they're doing something very different.
Okay.
So, one movie that I don't think a lot of people have seen, but I hope they do because it needs to be seen by everyone, is a movie called Holy Motors from 2012.
Not to be confused with Holy Mountain.
Not Holy Mountain, Holy Motors. Yeah. Almost equally surreal.
Oh, okay.
Holy Motors is fucking nuts.
All right.
It is the story of a quote-unquote actor who keeps going from different places by limousine to be different roles, even though there are apparently no cameras or theater actors involved. It is a bizarre deconstruction of what it means to be a actor and a performance artist.
Kind of has a Cosmopolis
kind of feel, but weirder.
All right.
So he gets. There's a bit where he's like a leprechaun who's
on my list.
Yeah, he's like the main guy. I can't remember his name, but he's running around at one point wearing a green suit, trying to be a leprechaun and eating people's flowers. Another point, he's in an abandoned building doing a huge brass band explosion thing.
It sounds insane.
It is gorgeously shot. It's wonderfully put together, and it's just madness. And I kind of just dig the energy it's bringing. I'm a big fan of energy. Holy Motors for me was like, if you're gonna do surreal, if you're gonna go over the top, if you're going to experiment, this is how you do it. Brave, bold, brilliantly well done, but yet keeping every single strain of madness. So Holy Motors is one of my honorable mentions in that list.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because at first I thought you said Holy Mountain, which is a really old movie. It's in the 70s. Jodorowsky, which I really like the first half of, and then not so much the second half.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so another one. Again, because I didn't really have any other place to put this one. Tarantino was going to make it on my list, because I like Tarantino films.
Okay.
But the only film I think I really love from Tarantino is Django Unchained.
Yes.
I adore that film.
I'm on board with that one.
I like the other ones. I think they're great stylistically. I think they're doing really interesting things story-wise and script-wise.
Yeah, no, I think Tarantino in general is... Although I'm not a huge fan of his movies, I don't think any of them would ever reach my best of. I think... But his consistency is interesting. Yeah.
But Django Unchained really
Django Unchained is sort of is different from his other movies. Yes, it has some of those stylistic elements that he's known for, some of the dialogue that he's known for, but the overall story, I think it's because it's based off of
real events, and they tried to keep the historical aspects as on point as possible.
Yeah, and there's also an older movie that
it is
called, but that one's just called Django, I believe.
It's a series of movies. They were spaghetti westerns.
Yeah,
and the original Django shows up in the film.
I did not know that.
Yeah, when he's in that bar and he's talking to the Italian guy, going like, "You know how to pronounce it?"
Okay.
This D is silent. That little interchange there. That's the guy. That's Franco Nero. He's the guy. He's also in the John Wick movies. He's the guy who runs the Continental in Italy.
All right.
Yeah, Franco Nero. He's the original Django. Because they did Django. There's Django Returns. Django the Destroyer. Like they did a series of these spaghetti western movies.
Okay.
And that's Franco Nero there, and he's a good actor, and he's got a lot better with age. But Django for me just hit that mark of everything I wanted stylistically from Tarantino.
Yeah.
But still with a story that's actually worked.
Yeah, no, I'm fully on board with Django Unchained.
Love Django Unchained.
Is great.
Coen Brothers, Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that yet.
Worth watching.
But I love Coen Brothers.
Love that movie. It's so bizarre. It's so all over the shop. It kind of goes everywhere. It kind of had to be... It doesn't really fit anywhere because that movie takes... It's vignettes, so all of them are very different.
I think 6 short stories.
And they're all very different from each other.
Yeah.
But it had to be The Martian.
Yeah, all right.
I love that movie with all my heart. Not just as a film lover, but as an engineer.
Yeah.
That movie.
Let's science this.
Yeah. I'm gonna science the shit out of this. I mean, it is such a engineer's movie in a lot of ways. It is a thinking man's can-do attitude, testament to positive mechanical thinking.
Yeah, no.
So for me, that's a movie that I can watch over and over and over again, and I will always enjoy it every time because the humor is exactly on point for me. The calm and yet progressing situation is great for me. I love it, and it's the best Matt Damon performance for me.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of his better performances. Yeah. I think, The Martian should definitely be on the list. Yeah,
so The Martian was kind of like, of all the ones that I couldn't really define, because it's kind of sci-fi, but it's kind of adventure, but it's kind of survival, but it's kind of a comedy.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of everything.
Everyone does great. I mean, all the performances, like Sean Bean, Donald Glover.
Yeah. Jeff Daniels.
Chastain, I believe she's also
in. Yeah. Elijah Ejiofor. Yeah. I mean, everybody just knocks it out of the park.
Kate Mara does a really good job in that one.
Yeah.
She's the one with the poop.
She is.
She's the one with the poop. Who would have thought? Big things come in small packages.
No, I mean, it's just a really, really good movie.
I
was so tempted to tie it back to Joaquin there, but I'm not going to.
What was small?
Because Kate Mara and Rooney Mara, they're the sisters.
Yeah.
And Rooney Mara is together with Joaquin Phoenix, apparently.
All right.
So there was a chain there. I'm surprised Rooney Mara hasn't showed up on anything. She's good.
She's good, yeah. She was in my list, Ghost Story.
Oh, yeah, Ghost Story. Yeah.
She eats a pie for 15 minutes.
I need to watch this now.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that, but sure.
I'm not joking. The movie literally has her eating pie for 10 straight minutes.
Okay. I need to watch that just to know what on earth is happening, but sure.
No, I love that movie.
Yeah, no, so that was kind of the one for me. I think the only movie that I would like to throw in, because I forgot to mention it earlier, and it needs to be mentioned, Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, well, we've both mentioned that movie.
Because Roger Deakins. He's the guy, he's a cinematographer.
Yeah.
That movie is unbelievably gorgeous.
Because I was about to say, that's Villeneuve.
It's Villeneuve directing, but it's his first collaboration with Deakins, and Deakins is...
Deakins, I think, won the Oscar, right?
He did. Finally. He's been nominated 11 times.
Jesus.
You think DiCaprio had it bad?
Yeah, right.
And during the Oscar ceremony, they cut to the wrong guy.
Of course they did.
It's like...
Of course they did.
Poor old Deakins.
Why wouldn't they?
Poor old Deakins. Anyway, okay, you're up. Finally.
Yeah,
2019.
The final ones. This was more or less a tie.
Right.
But what I'm going to throw in the dishonorable mention is the other Travolta movie that came out in 2019 called The Fanatic.
Oh my god, yeah. That
Moose is in the house!
The Moose is in the house.
Yeah. But that didn't win I say when.
As funded and directed by the lead singer of Limp Bizkit.
Whom they mention in the movie.
No,
the guy on the radio is like, "This is what I used to listen to when I was your age. Isn't that rad?" Yeah. So Limp Bizkit. The Fanatic.
Okay, but what on earth wins?
But that movie you can at least make fun of, and there's some enjoyment to be had.
All right.
The one that wins it for me is a movie that I find incredibly offensive.
Okay.
And incredibly boring, but mostly just purely offensive due to the fact that they've taken real events and they've twisted them in such a exploitative manner. It's hard to explain, but The Haunting of Sharon Tate is the name of the movie.
Wow, I didn't watch that. I heard about it and I refused.
Yeah.
I boycotted that movie on principle.
I saw Chris Stuckman on YouTube, his review of it, and then I thought, well, how bad can it really be? It's got Lizzie McGuire. Oh God. I saw it, and my God, it's so bad. Wow. And it's like, not only is it a badly made movie, it's a boring movie, which is my greatest sin.
What is it really? I don't really know what it is.
It's basically the final days of Sharon Tate's life. But it's twisted and like,
oh my God.
They try to put like horror elements, like she was foreseeing this happening and she's having nightmares, and then these like, and then they change the ending of real events, which how do you do that? How insulting is that to the people that were affected by the incident, which was the Manson family? They touch on that in even though I haven't seen it yet, I know that they touch on that in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay, here's the thing I'm going to say. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is covering very similar territory in certain ways. However, and this is kind of the big thing I'm going to say in terms of... Okay. This is getting into spoiler territory. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to... If you're listening and you haven't seen it, this kind of needs to be said considering what's been brought up here.
All right.
Okay. Yes, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood changes the ending of that story.
Does it? I wasn't made aware.
Kinda.
Okay.
But the thing I will say is that if you had to do it in one way... Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is not about what happened to Sharon Tate. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a celebration of the woman that Sharon Tate was and the actress she was before the incident. And the way they handle the ending of the film bespeaks to that.
Okay.
So for me, while it is I'm really being careful with my words here. The way they handle the ending of the Sharon Tate story in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, while it is open for debate in terms of the decision made to do it in the way they did it, I personally didn't find it offensive in that instance. I found it to be kind of the only way to do it right.
Okay. I take your word for it.
Yeah, I looked at it and I was really worried because it looked like they were going the other way.
Okay.
And I'm like, because Tarantino violence... That story, I'm getting the worst case scenario in my head.
Oh, no, they don't hold back in this. It's disgusting. Yeah. The Haunting of Sharon Tate, absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood does not do it. That is the one thing I will say. I mean, that's kind of what I'm talking about.
That gets a gold star. After seeing this, that gets a gold star in my book.
It doesn't do it. It takes whatever necessary steps it felt it had to do to not go that path. And I, for one... When I realized that's the movie had made that decision, I'm sitting there breathing a sigh of relief because I'm like, oh God, no, you are not gonna do this to me, movie.
Show me more feet, don't show violence.
But what you're about to do, and they didn't do it, and I'm like, thank you, Tarantino, you made the right choice because it's so clear how much love and reverence he has for the material and such. And there's actually a big segment in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You were watching Margot Robbie playing Sharon Tate, watching a performance by Sharon Tate.
Oh, cool.
They don't insert her. They don't remake it. It's an actual section of footage from a Sharon Tate film.
That's nice. They should,
as
they
Sharon
should
Tate,
do that.
And it's gorgeous. And they keep
You should do that more often.
Yeah, and it's such a wonderful thing. I mean, I love it.
Especially when Hollywood gets so obsessed with getting the look right and casting the right people and putting all the makeup and everything. It's not going to detract from the film if you use the actual footage. They're going to look so similar that it's not going to be confusing for people.
No, and it really wasn't. And it was such a wonderful thing to just actually have. And it's not in any way done with pomp and circumstance and dread or anything like that. It really is just a wonderful, beautiful little... This is really nice.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that because the Haunting of Sharon Tate is an exploitative piece of garbage.
Yeah, and it sounds like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. My God, Tarantino, the anti-exploitation apparently in this case, did it right.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah, but I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah,
because and I was sort of. I searched it up afterwards because I wanted to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but after seeing this, I was kind of worried.
And that's why I wanted to put this out.
And from what I read, because I didn't want to get it too much into spoilers, it seemed like they didn't really change. But you're saying they did sort of change the ending a little bit?
What I'm going to say...
to that story? Because I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to say what happens. But
that's why I'm trying to be very careful with my words.
Yeah. But don't tell me. Just like a yes or no, yay or nay kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. The way that story ends is different than how it went down in real life.
Okay.
I'm not going to say to what extent. I'm not going to say how much it changed or if there was a little or a lot. I'm just going to say it was different.
Yeah, because the actual story of Sharon Tate and her brutal murder was by the Manson family.
By the Manson family.
And, yeah.
It is the incident for which they are most famous.
Yes, I would say.
And is unfortunately the incident for which Sharon Tate is most famous.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And the way this movie displays that, it is literally just taking advantage of the name recognition of the story.
And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is doing the exact opposite.
Yeah, and the way that they do it is just awful. And so that had to be on my list because this was I don't often get a visceral negative reaction to movies. I might like a movie that's really, really bad might be boring or it might be funny to say that it ruined my life, like Legend, for example. yeah. But it didn't actually, like, I didn't get a visceral negative reaction from it. This one, like, it was disgusting. Like, I honestly felt sick after watching it.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. And I've got movies I know that have had a similar reaction to me. I, for example... watched a portion. I didn't finish it because I couldn't do it. I watched a portion of Cannibal Holocaust when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
Because it was recommended to me as a horror movie.
Yeah, no, that's
there are aspects of that film that are,
especially as a young person,
that are pure animal cruelty.
That's actual
animal cruelty caught on film, and that's why I stopped watching it. And that got a similar kind of reaction because it's like that was exploitative in a way that was just disgusting to me. It's like that's so not okay.
And I mean they've been faking that kind of stuff since like the 30s.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that.
No, and they did it for the exact
they just did it for the shock factor.
The shock factor.
And that's exactly what this movie does.
Yeah.
And it twists things and it's just horrible decisions. And I don't even want to say the name of the person who is involved in making this because they don't deserve any recognition whatsoever.
Yeah. Don't look this movie up. Don't go find it.
Yeah.
Go watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood instead if you feel you need to have that story in any way dealt with.
Or read the wiki about it.
Read the wiki.
If you want the truth, I guess.
Yeah, again. Or, you know what? I'm going to say this completely with a straight face, and I mean it completely seriously. If this is a story you think is interesting, if this is something you kind of, and for some Hollywood reason kind of want to know the history of this, do me a favor. Find a Sharon Tate movie.
Yeah.
Find an old classic comedy with Sharon Tate in one of her few leading roles. Valley of the Dolls.
Valley of the Dolls, I think, is one of the most famous ones.
Yeah, there's also a couple that she did that were just like little farcical comedies that are really cute.
Yeah.
Find one of those, watch that, and then read the story and try and remember the movie and her in it rather than that terrible thing that happened to her.
Yes.
Because if there's one poor woman who's been maligned by history...
Yeah.
It's...
her and the Black Dahlia.
Yeah, it's
those
just
two.
Really the worst thing. So do us a favor.
Which is a pretty good movie.
Yeah, watch a Sharon Tate movie.
Yes.
If you're going to care about this story. Or, again, if you want something more modern, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is actually, it handles it quite well.
Okay.
So I'll give it that. So, at the end of the day...
that was my list.
That was your list. I've done my list. I would recommend you to watch anything I've mentioned, and fuck The Haunting of Sharon Tate, apparently.
Yeah, and Movie 43.
And Movie 43.
But The Haunting of Sharon Tate even more so.
Yeah. Shockingly.
Yeah.
Because, Movie 43 really is just...
Yeah, no, Movie 43 is a horrible movie.
Yep.
This is insulting on a whole other level.
Yeah, this is a violation. This is just not okay.
That's just not okay.
Oh, Lord of me.
And they've made another movie came out this year about the OJ incident.
Oh, no.
So yeah, they're the people that made this movie. They're going down that line. They're just going to go for all these.
Yeah, we'll throw them in the fire pit next to Michael Bay.
Yes.
So
horrible people.
Oh my God. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed listening for the length of time we've been talking.
Over 2 hours.
Over 2 hours, because when we start talking about several movies, we really can't shut up. You thought we were bad when we talked about one.
We've actually tried to restrain ourselves.
Oh yeah, no. There were multiple moments of looks going we can't keep talking.
Let's go.
So, we've had a lovely time.
Yeah.
As always. Next week we'll be back to regular programming.
Yeah.
Where we will be talking about
how we're gonna schedule this is a bit up to debate. What's gonna come before others? We have mentioned other episodes here and there.
Yeah,
they might not come until after. I don't know how we're gonna do this.
But, I have no idea. We'll figure it out. But at least what we're gonna be recording next is going to be 2009's Mulan. If you've already heard it. I don't even know anything about this movie. This one's yours. I know nothing about this.
It's so me. And apparently, we'll get into it in the next
Are you wishing them luck, or are you saying have fun?
No, have fun.
Okay.
Enjoy.
So,
and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Oh, if you want to get in touch with us, it's sightonscreen@gmail.com. If you want to ask any questions or anything like that.
Or patreon.com /sightonscreen.
And
as always, we are always open to suggestions, praise, constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism is very much
appreciated, as long as you can keep your cap locks off and your
you idiots, I hate you. I loved movie 43.
oh my God, if you loved movie 43, let us know. We need to know who you are. If we have permission to read your name on air, let us know as well, because you deserve recognition, man. Whoever you are out there, you are a champion of a lost cause.
But yeah, and if you feel like supporting us on Patreon, by all means, do that.
Yeah, we would highly appreciate it. Rate and review wherever you are listening to us, and please, if you really want to do us a favor, tell a friend, spread the word. We need more people listening.
And you can find us on pretty much any podcast,
wherever you get your podcasts, not wherever you get your books.
No.
I still remember those old commercials.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Thank you so much. This has been Abdul Akrawi and
Richard Herring
signing off.
We'll catch you next time. Toodles.